Williamsport. First time since 2009 that a Salem area team had even participated in the Northwest Regional. And they are now currently being introduced along the first base side. The Little Leaguers currently with the white jerseys, the white pants. They have the light blue cap on the front with a black bill and the dark black cap on the back. They have the black letters on the back with a light blue rectangle on the bottom of the numbers, and they have the same for the letters across the chest that say Northwest on it, representing this region proud. They won the Northwest Regional up in San Bernardino, and they have represented this state and this region. And with what they have done at Williamsport, they have played a huge part in representing the United States down in Williamsport, as they have shown themselves to be one of the best Little Leaguers in the country and in the world, as they played in front of national television for a few games. And they are currently being honored along the first base side, as the Volcanoes will get ready to play in the final game of the regular season. Right now, 81 degrees. It's mostly sunny here in Volcano Stadium, as the Volcanoes will get ready to play. Here's a quick recap of what happened yesterday. It was a very wild game yesterday. We started in the bottom of the second inning. Salem-Keizer getting a couple of runs on the board on a 2-run double by Baker Mendoza. But Eugene would cut the lead down to 2-1 and would take a 3-2 lead, but not after Salem-Keizer would tie the game up at 3 apiece on an RBI single by the number 9 hitter, Chris Corbett. It was the first RBI for Chris and the first of 2 on the night. His first multi-RBI night in a Volcanoes uniform this season. Top of the 6th inning, the Emeralds would take a 4-3 lead on a sacrifice fly by Alex Guerra that scores Edmund American. American went 3 for 5 yesterday. He is not in the lineup here today. In the top of the 8th inning, the score was 6-3 after a 2-run home run by American. That was his 4th home run of the season. But the Volcanoes did something incredible in the bottom of the 8th inning, which is that they hit 3 consecutive solo home runs. Quan Adkins, the center fielder, Harrison Freed, the left fielder, and Baker Mendoza, the designated hitter, hit back-to-back home runs, 2 to right center, 1 to dead center, as they tied the game up at 6 after they weren't able to take the lead in the 9th. The Emeralds score 4 runs in the top of the 10th inning to take a 10-6 lead, and the Volcanoes were only able to get 1 on an RBI knock by Chris Corbett. Final score, Eugene, 10 runs on 13 hits, no errors. They left 8 runners on base, while for Salem-Keizer, they scored 7 runs on 11 hits, no errors, and they left 10 runners on base. The winning pitcher was Michael Aguiar, who threw the 9th and 10th inning in that game, as he came off of getting his 2nd loss against the Volcanoes in his last appearance. Losing pitcher was Clay Helvey, who got his 2nd loss of the season, throwing 2 1/3, including that 4-run 10th. In a game that lasted 3 hours, 14 minutes, with an attendance of over 2,600 people, 2,643 people in attendance. Now, the starting pitchers for both teams, Prelander Baroa throwing allowing 4 runs through 5 2/3 innings. Bryce Femmel made his first appearance and was pretty solid through the 2 full innings that he was on the mound, with the unfortunate moment in that outing being that he allowed a 2-run home run to Edmund American. While the starting pitcher for Eugene, Didier Vargas, allowed 3 runs through 4 1/3. Rydell Orta, who has pitched against the Volcanoes once before and got demoted down to Arizona because of his last appearance, through 3 2/3 innings, allowing 3 runs. As for a while, he looked very solid, but then he allowed the 3 consecutive home runs. Adkins, his 4th home run. Freed, his 6th. Baker Mendoza, his 3rd. It was the first time that the Volcanoes ever made a feat like that since June 24th of 2019 against the Everett Aqua Sox, when they hit 4 straight home runs, the only time in team history that they ever did that. And they almost did it again here yesterday. Unfortunately, the Volcanoes would lose by a final score of 10-7. And we'll be playing the final game here against the Emeralds. The starting pitchers very quickly for both teams. Originally, it was going to be Travis Perry, but we got a last-minute scratch. And the starting pitcher now making his first start for the Volcanoes will be Nick Avila, who made 9 appearances and 8 starts down in the Arizona League. 0-2 with an ERA of 1.11, taking on Eugene's 17-year-old right-handed pitcher Richard Gallardo. We're going to take a break here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
I know, you thought your local Domino's couldn't make the $5.99 Mix and Match special any more awesome, but yes, we did. Mix and match any 2 or more of the following: a medium 2-topping Domino's pizza, stuffed cheesy bread, 8-piece boneless chicken, pasta dish, an oven-baked sandwich, or our amazing new bread twist for only $5.99 each. And now you can make the pizza a large 2-topping for only $3 more. Mix and match as many of these delicious Domino's items as you'd like for only $5.99 each. And don't forget to make your pizza large for just $3 more. Order online at Domino's.com today.
You've been there, right? You put on that jacket you haven't worn in like 6 months. Reach into the pocket and find a McCafe brewed coffee. Well, not really, but there is a crumpled old dollar in there. And on McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu, that's the price of any size McCafe brewed coffee or a savory sausage biscuit. Oh, and check the other pocket, too. Could be a tasty sausage McMuffin in there. Find more $1 breakfast favorites on the $1, $2, $3 menu at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Tax extra.
Let's say you bought your house in the last 10 years. That means your house has been making you some money. So how do you get it? It's really easy. You refinance with Team Canales. Hi, I'm Katie Canales from Team Canales at Landmark Professional Mortgage, your local mortgage experts. Let's talk about why refinancing right now can be your best move. By refinancing your home, you can lower your monthly mortgage payment, have cash to pay for needed upgrades, or do an amazing remodel. You can even pay off those mounting credit card bills. So how do you get started? Well, that's easy too. Start by going to youshouldrefinance.com to apply today. It will take only 5 minutes to finish the application. You might even be done before this commercial break. Again, go to youshouldrefinance.com. Refinancing can be your best move of 2019. Start right now. This is Katie Canales with Team Canales. YouShouldRefinance.com.
License number ML 5038, NMLS COID 399162, NMLS ID 270783, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Security, accountability, and control. That's what you'll get with Mark Nelson Oil Products Pacific Pride cards. Gain control and know the facts of your fuel costs, like driver identity, time, location, price, quality, miles per gallon, cost per mile, and total miles in each billing cycle. Their Pacific Pride sites have 3 grades of gasoline: on-road diesel, off-road diesel tax-free, and regular engine fuel. So take control of your fuel costs. Call Mark Nelson Oil Products and get your Pacific Pride cards today. 503-363-7676 or online at www.marknelsonoil.com.
Johnson Funeral Home in Salem salutes our veterans and thanks them for their years of service for our country. Local owners of Johnson Funeral Home, Miles and Aaron, understand the importance of being responsible service providers. They work with families at a difficult time and make sure that all the details and considerations are properly handled. Keep locally owned Johnson Funeral Home in mind for funerals, cremations, pre-planning, or celebrations of life. For more details, go to johnsonscelebrations.com. johnsonscelebrations.com.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Volcanoes Stadium in Keizer. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes playing the final game of the 2019 regular season against the Eugene Emeralds. Right now, the standings around the Northwest League. In the Northwest League South Division, the Hillsboro Hops, they are still in first place with a 23-14 record. Salem-Keizer in second place, and they are still 3 games back with a 20-17 record. Eugene, they're currently third place and number 3 spot in the Northwest League South Division. Really good chance that they will stay there for the rest of the season. In the final regular season game, Boise at last place with a record of 12-25. In the Northwest League North Division, Spokane with a record of 23 wins and 14 losses. Tri-City 2 games behind with a record of 21-16. It has been confirmed for a while that both of those teams will face off against each other in the Northwest League North Division. Everett in third place with the game under 500 with an 18-19 record. Vancouver in last place. They have 15 wins in second half play, a record of 15-22. Both teams stretching on their respective sides of the field. At third base for Eugene, we have the green jerseys with the light green numbers on the back and the Eugene logo on the top left, and the gray pants and the black socks. While for Salem-Keizer, they're going to be wearing the white jerseys again, the red letters across the chest that say Volcanoes, the white pants, and the red numbers on the back with the gray sleeves and the gray caps. Across the Northwest League, the Volcanoes, they played and finished their game against Eugene a little bit earlier than everyone else, so we didn't get to see what the results of everyone else's games were. But for the first game between the Vancouver Canadians and the Everett Aqua Sox, and this one ended in a blowout. It ended before the game ever really started. The Everett Aqua Sox, they scored 7 runs in the first 4 innings, 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. And they led Vancouver by a score of 7-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Everett then went double digits and led by a score of 10-2. They would run away with this game by a final score of 11-3. 11 runs on 11 hits and no errors for the Aqua Sox in their second to last game of the season in a battle of the 2 teams that are eliminated from the Northwest League North Division. Davey Florido getting his 4th win of the season. Luis Quinones getting his 2nd loss, as Everett still has an overall record of 36-39. Vancouver, 15 games under 500 with a record of 30-45. And we now go to the 2 games in the Northwest League South Division, starting with the Hillsboro Hops and the Boise Hawks, the other Northwest League South game. We start on the top of the 3rd inning. Jorge Barosa gets on the board. Hillsboro leading by a score of 1-0. Brayling Osibio throwing a wild pitch for Boise and scores a 2nd run for the Hops, makes it 2-0. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, Boise would recover from the 2-0 deficit and would lead 3-2 after an RBI double by Trey Jacobs. Shortly after that, an RBI double by Trey Boone. Jesus Azuhai with an RBI single. They led by a score of 3-2. In the top of the 5th, Tristan English ties the game up at 3 apiece. But Boise would take the lead, would lead 5-3. They would win by a final score of 6-4 over Hillsboro. The Hawks getting their 27th win of the season. Joel Condrier getting his 5th win against Hillsboro. Marcos Teneo getting his 4th loss at 6-4. Jacob Wallace getting his 12th save of the season. Hillsboro with a 47-28 record. And finally, the Spokane Indians and the Tri-City Dust Devils, a preview of the Northwest League North Division playoffs, or the Northwest League North Division Series. This one was also a blowout. Spokane scoring their first run in the 2nd inning on a wild pitch by Tri-City's Gabe Morales. It makes it 1-0. In the top of the 3rd, they would score 5 runs in the top of the 2nd inning to make it 6-0. In the top of the 5th, they would score 3 runs to make it 9-0, and they would reach double digits before Tri-City would even get a run on the board. On the top of the 7th, after a double by Alex Ovalis, it was 10-0, with Tri-City would score the final 3 runs on an RBI single by Sean Gilby and a 2-run triple by Sean Gilby. He knocked in all 3 runs for the Dust Devils. The final score, Spokane 10, Tri-City 3. Spokane 10 runs on 12 hits and no errors. Tri-City 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. Again, standings aside, the Northwest League playoffs, the overview so far, it will be the Spokane Indians and the Tri-City Dust Devils, while for the Northwest League South Division, the Hillsboro Hops and the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes will be the 2 teams that will play for the Northwest League South Division title. We're going to take a break here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
There's nothing better than the crack of a baseball bat and the cheer of the crowd. Les Schwab is proud to sponsor Summertime Baseball and all of the sights and sounds of the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. This team knows how to work together, inning after inning, game after game. Just like the team at your local Les Schwab. Whether you need new tires, wheels, or a free visual inspection of some of your vehicle's most important parts, Les Schwab is ready for you. Schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Homegrown NFL star Kevin Boss of the Kansas City Chiefs goes to PT Northwest for his local physical therapy needs. With the help of PT Northwest, Kevin was able to achieve his goals of winning a Super Bowl. Need sports rehab yourself? Go where the pros go. Go online at ptnorthwest.com or call PT Northwest at 503-371-8860. Now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, including Corvallis, Eugene, Staten, Monmouth, Keizer, Silverton, Woodburn, and 4 in Salem. PT Northwest is the premier sports rehab provider in the Willamette Valley and the official sports rehab provider to the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes.
I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 4 years old. It's not easy. Every day I have to test my blood sugars and give myself shots. Sue Allen is the legacy health nurse at my school. She gives me hugs and makes me happy. She also helped me become more independent. Now I can do anything. like learn to swim or become a doctor. I'm Gavin, and this is my legacy.
Legacy Health. Our legacy is yours.
I'm here with Rich Kansky, owner of Green Acres Landscape. Rich, after 20 years, you've rebranded Green Acres. Can you give us some insight as to why the change?
Well, as we've evolved as a company over the last 20 years, we started with 2 employees, and now we have up to 50 employees that offer residential, commercial, municipal, and industrial landscape. We felt the need to better represent who we are as a company and share our business culture with our community.
See the new look of Green Acres Landscape on their website at greenacreslandscapeinc.com. Green Acres Landscape, leaving no footprint.
Great deals are happening right now at Cascade Farm and Outdoor, now open in Keizer. Save with deals for your furry friends. Taste of the Wild Prey pet food is 15% off. Hunting season is just around the corner. Save on all hunting boots. They're $20 off. And shop our great deals on outdoor gear. All fishing combos are 20% off. Gear up for Northwest living for less at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest, homegrown, honest values.
Extra Mile presents the exploits of Extra Man.
What's up?
In today's episode, Extra Man discovers a tear in the space-time continuum.
It's okay. Some duct tape will fix that right up.
But now, Extra Man finds himself trapped somewhere in the hunger vortex between breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, and dinner.
My hunger knows no bounds.
So how will Extra Man deal with this perpetual state of hunger?
Quick and easy. Run by Extra Mile convenience store at Chevron, grab some jerky, hot dog, taquitos, maybe a salad or fresh fruit, because it's always time for
Extra Mile, extras every day at select Chevron locations.
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays 9 to noon, and Volcanoes Baseball at night. A winning combination on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes playing in the final game of the 2019 regular season against the Eugene Emeralds, looking to get their first win at home after losing the last game by a final score of 10-7 in 10 innings. A quick overview of the lineups for both teams, starting with the visiting Eugene Emeralds, 32 wins and 43 losses, and the Volcanoes starting pitcher, Nick Avila, making his first start for the Volcanoes. The 26th round draft choice out of Long Beach State. He went 0-2 with an ERA of 1.11 in 8 starts and 9 appearances. He allowed 3 earned runs, 8 runs total in 24 and a third innings. He walked 6 and struck out 11. And here's the lineup that he'll face off against here. The center fielder, Fernando Kelly, who went 1 for 4 with an RBI double and a sacrifice bunt in the 9th inning that would have got the game go-ahead run in the top of the 9th. Batting second, once again, is the switch hitter, second baseman Josue Uma, who went 1 for 5 with a single in the 9th inning. Batting third will be the starting catcher, Alex Guerra, who was 1 for 4 with a 2-run home run and then 3 RBIs on the night. Also had a couple of runs. Edmund American is a player who will not be playing here today. Batting cleanup will be the designated hitter, Jake Washer. He was the designated hitter in the 6th spot yesterday, went 2 for 5 with a pair of doubles, both doubles coming against Bryce Femmel. Batting fifth will once again be the first baseman, Grayson Bird. He went 0 for 4 with a walk in the 10th and scored a run. Batting sixth is the right fielder, Jacob Olson. He's making his first appearance since August 31st when he went 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts, scored the only run for Eugene in the bottom of the 10th. Batting seventh is the shortstop, Luis Vasquez, who went 2 for 5 with an RBI single in the 10th inning. Batting eighth is the left fielder, Giovanni Cuevas, who went 1 for 4 with a pair of runs and a pair of stolen bases. And batting ninth, once again, is the switch hitter, Ryan Reynolds, who went 2 for 4 with a 2-run single in the 10th inning to make the game unreachable and no longer close in the top of the 10th inning. Now we go to the home team, the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, and Eugene's starting pitcher. It should be Richard Gallardo. He is a 17-year-old from Venezuela, making his second appearance in his first start with the Emeralds after being a starting pitcher in the Arizona League Chicago Cubs organization. In the Arizona League Chicago Cubs team, 11 games, 9 starts, went 0-2 with an ERA of 4.15. He made his only appearance with the Emeralds against the Volcanoes on August 28th. 2 innings, no hits, 1 run, walked 2, and struck out 2 back on August 28th. And now he's going to be making his first start. He'll face off against the Volcanoes lineup, starting with, once again, the center fielder, Quan Adkins. It was the first time in a while that he was the starter. The last time that he was the starting pitcher last time he was the leadoff hitter, he went 1 for 5 with an RBI double in the 10th. He'll be leading off again. He hit a home run and went 1 for 3 with a pair of runs and an RBI yesterday. Batting second will be the shortstop Abdiel Laer, who will be making his first appearance here at Volcano Stadium. He is currently 1 for 4 with a single and a run. Batting third is the right fielder Jairo Pomares, who will be also making his first appearance here at Volcano Stadium, or be making his first appearance here in Keizer. He was 2 for 4 in his last start back on the 31st. Batting cleanup is the catcher Brandon Martirano. First time since the 31st that he was at the plate and behind the plate, where he went 1 for 3 with a 2-run single. I do believe he also got a guy out at second base. Yes, he did. It was Josue Uma. Batting fifth is the third baseman Luis Toribio. Last time he was in the lineup, he went 0 for 2 with a pair of walks and a run. Batting sixth is the second baseman Yorlis Rodriguez. He started yesterday and went 1 for 6 with a single in the first inning. Batting seventh is the left fielder Harrison Freed. He went 1 for 4 with a pair of runs and a solo shot. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter Matt Malkin, who will also be making his home debut for the Volcanoes. Last time Malkin was in the lineup, he went 3 for 3 with a pair of singles, a double, and an RBI. And batting ninth will be the first baseman Baker Mendoza, who hit that third home run. He went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs in yesterday's game. As this will be the final game of the 2019 season, brings up a number of questions going into the postseason and going into today in particular. Here to answer those questions is the Volcanoes manager, Nestor Rojas. So, Ness, one big thing that came out of yesterday's game is that for the first time in about a week and a half, the Volcanoes are playing back here in Volcano Stadium, and at a perfect time, too, getting ready to go to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. What is it like after, most of the guys going up to Canada and playing 4 games in Eugene to be back here in Keizer?
I mean, it's always exciting to get back at home and play, play for your hometown, play for your fans, and it feels and it looks like we're in a good confidence, to come over here and play and be ready to start playoff.
Over the course of this series in particular, the Volcanoes have played a pretty close series against Eugene. 3 of the 5 games so far in a 1-run game, and the last 3 have been in extra innings. How detrimental is the team being in these close situations? Like, how detrimental is it for the team to be in this situation, knowing that they're going to be in situations like this come playoff time?
I think it's a good training for us. Like you mentioned, we're going to face a really good team, and then, we might be an extra inning for the next 3 games as well in playoffs. So I believe it's a good session for us. We're training with experience, and you know what? Lately it's been paid off. We're 2 for 3 so far in extra innings. But like I say, it is a good experience, and I believe, like I say, I feel we're in a good confidence level to face whoever we want to face, and we'll look pretty good.
And the Volcanoes, going back to the playoffs, are playing against Hillsborough in a couple of days. Almost every piece of information about the game is out already, and the season isn't even over. I would imagine the Volcanoes themselves, they know a good piece of what's going to happen in the next couple of days. How is the team today in particular going to keep the mindset of 1 game at a time, just get through this game, and then go on to the postseason?
We've been working that the last week. We've been preparing ourselves for playoff. We already know that, it's not that these games don't matter, but our main goal is trying to get everything ready, everything set up for playoff. So our mindset, like I say, last week, this week has been just working through, the next event, for the playoff.
And that was the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes manager, Nestor Rojas, talking about yesterday's game, talking about the past few games, basically the past and the future, talking about the series against the Eugene Emeralds, a very close series all around. In the first game of the 4-game series, the Volcanoes beat Eugene 6-5. Second game, it was a 10-5 score, but the next 2 games would be both identical, 4-3 Volcanoes wins, and both games would be in extra innings, as the Volcanoes won the first game in 11 innings, and they won the second game in 10 innings. The game went to 10 innings yesterday, and the road team prevailed. This time it would be the Emeralds who would prevail. They would score 4 runs in the top of the 10th inning in a very wild game. and that was the latest in a very wild 6-game series. The Volcanoes, they have won the majority of the games here, 4 of 5. They're looking to try and finish off the regular season strong. They do have a playoff berth, 46 wins and 29 losses for the Volcanoes, looking to match their 2013 total of wins at 47. They're looking to match their win total they had 6 years ago, and as they would go to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years, 2015. Once again, the lineups for both teams. The center fielder, Fernando Kelly. The second baseman, Josue Uma. The starting catcher, Alex Guerra. The designated hitter, Jake Washer. The first baseman, Grayson Bird. The right fielder, Jacob Olson. The shortstop, Luis Vasquez. And the left fielder, Giovanni Cuevas, alongside the third baseman, Ryan Reynolds. And they'll face off against Nick Avila. We do believe that this is a possible rotation. But we have not been told if Perry will pitch today or if he will be, or if there will be a bullpen day for the final game of the regular season to give some bullpen pitchers some time on the mound and get ready for the next couple of days. While for the Volcanoes, it will be the center fielder Quan Adkins, the shortstop Abdiel Laer, the right fielder Jairo Pomares, the catcher Brandon Martirano, the third baseman, Luis Toribio, the second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez, the left fielder, Harrison Freed, the designated hitter, Matt Malkin, and the first baseman, Baker Mendoza, who will face off against the Emeralds' 17-year-old starting pitcher from Venezuela, Richard Gallardo, who will be making his first start for Eugene against Salem-Keizer in his second appearance against the Volcanoes. Right now, the Volcanoes being introduced onto the field alongside the Sprague Little Leaguers, who became the first Salem area Little League team to play at Williamsport. A very rare opportunity for these guys right here, as they have been very well represented and have represented themselves well as one of the best Little Leaguers in the nation and in the entire world. Here in the year 2019, they played at Williamsport alongside some of the best Little Leaguers, and they are now standing right next to the Volcanoes players on the infield, outfield, and on the mound behind the plate. Now we're going to take one final break here from Volcano Stadium for the final regular season game of the 2019 season. It is Volcanoes and Emeralds after this break. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Gardening fever is starting to take hold. If you're ready to get your garden going, come on in to the 13th Street Nursery Covered Greenhouse and find the perfect plant or flowers for your garden. Or visit their new indoor plant room. 13th Street Nursery and Garden Center has a large selection of flowers and plants that will make your garden a showcase you can be proud of. Your landmark nursery in Salem, find them at 13th and Wilbur, 503-413-0386. Like them on Facebook or visit them on the web at 13thstreetnursery.net. That's 13th Street Nursery. Create something beautiful together.
Sportsman's Warehouse is the place to go for all your camping, hiking, hunting, and fishing equipment and advice. Sportsman's Warehouse believes strongly in supporting local community events throughout the year. On September 11th, Sportsman's will host the Red Cross for a blood drive. Stop by Sportsman's Warehouse on September 11th. Donate to the Red Cross and help save a life. Sportsman's Warehouse, located on Lancaster Drive next to Winco. It's the Sportsman's Warehouse Red Cross Blood Drive on September 11th.
Do you have a tree or tree limb that's not looking so good and might not survive the winter? Call R&R Tree Service. They will come out and take care of that tree problem quickly. You know that winds, rain, snow, and ice are all coming back soon. Have that tree problem taken care of before it causes damage to your property. R&R Tree Service is a family-owned tree care company located in the heart of Salem. Call the friendly office staff at R&R Tree Service or visit them at rrtreeservice.com. That's rrtreeservice.com.
Here's a curious question. Is it possible for an entire state to smile a statewide smile? Absolutely, but only if that state is Oregon. And only when the Oregon State Fair is up and running, which it is, soon, if not now. And you should go, no question.
Labor Day at the Oregon State Fair is also Heroes Day. That means free admission for military veterans, active duty military, first responders, and their families. It's our way of saying thanks at the Oregon State Fair.
Built as user-friendly as it is budget-friendly, the Kubota Z100 zero-turn mower can maneuver any landscape and cut a lawn worth admiring. With smooth controls and a cut that's adjustable right from the seat, this machine makes mowing way more comfortable, all while delivering professional-grade results. Find yours at your local dealer. Kubota, shape your world.
See Lynn Benton Tractor, just off Highway 34 and 99 East in Tangent, and online at lynnbentontractor.com.
This is Sergeant Mike, and I want to tell you about my friends at Larry's Locksmith. I'm sure you all have entry locks right now that need replacing or need to be rekeyed. Perhaps you've put it off because you didn't know who to call or someone that you could trust. Larry's Locksmith service has earned the trust of thousands of Mid-Valley customers. Rapid response for lockouts of buildings, vehicles, or safes. Almost any kind of lock can be replaced or rekeyed by Larry's Locksmith service. Check them out at larryslocksmith.com. That's larryslocksmith.com.
Welcome to the ballpark. It's time for Salem-Keizer Volcanoes Baseball. Presented by Power Kia, Legacy Health, McDonald's, Les Schwab Tires, PT Northwest, Chevron Extra Mile, by Mart, Fitzpatrick Painting, and Green Acres Landscape. Now it's time to play ball with the play-by-play of your Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. Here's Payne Paget on 1430 KYKM. Salem is listening.
Good afternoon, everybody. Get a howdy ho, 82 degrees once again, and a very sunny afternoon here in Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon, for the final game of the 2019 regular season. As the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes will look to finish off the season strong against the Eugene Emeralds. The starting pitcher on the mound right now for Salem-Keizer is Nick Avila, the 22-year-old from Modesto, California, the 26th round draft choice out of Long Beach State, who pitched in 9 games and had 8 starts after the Arizona League, 0-2 with an ERA of 1.11. In 24 and a third innings, he's allowed 19 hits, 8 runs, total 3 earned, walking 6 and striking out 11. He'll start off against the center fielder Fernando Kelly, who 1 for 4 in yesterday's game in the 10-7 win for Eugene against the Volcanoes. The only win that the Emeralds have in this 6-game series. The Volcanoes won the first 4. All of them were all against Eugene at PK Park. As we're now getting ready to throw the first pitch, Avila getting ready to face off against Fernando Kelly. The umpires for today's game: Willie Traynor behind home plate, Austin Nelson along the first base side. Avila, the step back and the windup. First pitch to Kelly is a strike one, looking on a fastball. That one under the letters, up and in. And the count starts off at 0-1. First pitch at 4:07 p.m. Couple of minutes behind schedule here. Count at 0-1. Avila, the windup and the pitch to Kelly is a foul ball. That one hitting the top of the netting above the Volcanoes on deck circle. Count is at 0-2. The defensive alignment for the Volcanoes on the mound is Avila. Behind the plate is Brandon Martirano. Avila, the step back and the windup. 0-2 to Kelly is outside and a 1-hopper and a slider. Outside, away from the corner in the dirt, 1-2. The infield at third base is Luis Toribio. The shortstop is Abdiel Laer. The second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez. First baseman is Baker Mendoza. The windup and the 1-2 by Avila is a shot. That one going in the left field. Harrison Freed is under it, and Freed is going to make the catch in short left center for out number 1 here in the top of the first inning. Here is the starting second baseman, switch hitter Josue Uma, who was 1 for 5 with a single in the 9th inning and hit into a 6-3 double play that ended the 10th that got Clay Helvey out of the inning. But it was after Eugene scored 4 runs in the top of the 10th to take a 10-6 lead. As Avila will get the sign from Martirano. Wind up in the first pitch is a foul chopper. That one falling right near the Eugene on deck circle. Count is at 0-1. And the outfield for Salem-Keizer, at left field is Harrison Freed. Center fielder is Quan Adkins. Right fielder is Jairo Pomares. Matt Malkin is the designated hitter. He'll be hitting for the pitcher Avila. The count at 0-1. Nick getting the sign from Martirano. Wind up and the 0-1 pitch. That one is a check swing. That one at the letters 1-1. The lineup for Eugene, as told by manager Lance Riamel, the center fielder Fernando Kelly, the second baseman Josue Uma, the catcher Alex Guerra will be batting third this time. He was batting cleanup yesterday. And the 1-1 from Avila, it's a swung on foul going past the third base side, and Avila has himself another 1-2 count. In the middle of the order will be the designated hitter Jake Washer, the first baseman Grayson Bird, and the right fielder Jacob Olson. The shortstop Luis Vasquez is batting 7th. The left fielder Giovanni Cuevas is batting 8th. And the third baseman Ryan Reynolds is in the 9th spot. Another 1-2 count for Nick Avila, the right-handed pitcher from Modesto, California. The 1-2 pitch is a ball 2. That one inside under the letters on a fastball. Uma having to move out of the way from the hitter's box to avoid getting hit. Count is at 2-2. And Avila, the windup and the 2-2 pitch, that is inside, and a changeup for ball 3. He allowed 3 earned runs in 24 and a third innings. He got 4 innings, allowing 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. He threw 13 pitches in 4 innings in his last time up in the Arizona League against the Arizona League Padres. Payoff pitch is a fastball up and outside for ball 4. Eugene will have their first base runner in the second baseman Josue Uma here in the top of the first inning. It'll be the 11th time this season that Uma has been walked, and now we go to the starting catcher Alex Guerra, who hit his 4th home run of the season yesterday, had 3 RBIs in the Volcanoes' 10-7 loss to Eugene, and the Emeralds' 10-7 win over the Volcanoes yesterday. And Avila with 1 out and a runner on base. Wind up, and the first pitch is a ball 1. Now went above the letters on a slider on a 1-0 count. Avila getting the sign from Martirano. The 0-1 pitch. Martirano throwing the first, trying to get Uma. Can't get him. Count is at 2-0 on a fastball that goes above the zone. Avila at Long Beach State, he threw 56 and a third innings and 12 appearances. Also made 8 starts, and just like with the Arizona League, he was not able to get a win. He was 0-5 with Long Beach State. 2 balls, no strikes. Avila to the first baseman Guerra. That's a swing and a miss, and Guerra flings his bat towards the Emeralds dugout. Along the third base side, counts at 2-1. It was a 91-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle, and Guerra just loses control of his bat. It flings to the far end of the Emeralds dugout, closer to the bullpen. Count is at 2 balls and 1 strike. And Avila, 12 games and 8 starts with Long Beach State, 0-5 with an ERA just under 4 at 3.99. 56 and a third, 56 hits, 25 earned runs, walked 19 batters, and struck out 38. That is time with the Dirtbags. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at first base and Josue Uma. And Avila is in the stretch. Alex Guerra got his 4th home run of the season yesterday, his 2nd in his last 2 starts with Eugene. The 2-1 pitch is a swing and a miss and an upstairs slider. A little bit above the letters. Guerra decided to take a chance at it, and the count is at 2-2. And Avila looking pretty solid here in his first inning, just allowing that full count walk. He's the latest player that was sent up from the Arizona League before the Eugene series even began that would make an appearance. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Avila, the windup and the pitch, fly ball. That one's going to stay in the infield. The second baseman Rodriguez is under it. He's right near the second base bag, but it'll be the shortstop Laer who will be the closest one to it, as Laer will make the catch for out number 2. Uma staying at first base. Here's the designated hitter Jake Washer, who is 2 for 5 with a pair of doubles and a pair of strikeouts. He had both of his doubles in the 6th inning and the 8th inning against Bryce Femmel, who was the latest Volcanoes pitcher before Avila to make an appearance. Femmel, the pitcher out of Oregon State, who was drafted by the San Francisco Giants. Avila now in a pretty good spot now. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. They'll face off against the designated hitter. Wind up in the first pitch. That's a fly ball going past the first base side. Count is at 0-1. Washer made an appearance yesterday, and he also was at the plate for the first 2 games of this 6-game series over at PK Park. He went 0 for 5 in the first one and got his first home run in the second one, but the Volcanoes would win by a score of 10-5. Avila shaking off a sign from Martirano. Now gets the one he wants. He's in the stretch. Runner at first base. The 0-1 pitch is a ground ball past Avila, but is fielded by the second baseman Rodriguez, who will throw to first instead of touching second base. He found out he wouldn't have a chance to get Uma at second base. Will throw to first, and that will end the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, an error. Or no runs, no hits, no errors. And a runner left on. Eugene, nothing. Salem-Keizer coming up as Richard Gallardo will face off against Quan Adkins, Abdiel Layer, and Jairo Pomares. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Did you know that Saturday and later evening public transportation service begins this September? For Chariots, this is the largest service expansion in its history. Popular routes like Route 11 on Lancaster and Route 19 in Keizer will run every 30 minutes, generally between 6:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. Chariots invites the public to stop by the Downtown Transit Center on September 7th between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. for a Saturday service kickoff. And it's offering free bus rides every Saturday in September. We're excited to bring you a better Chariots.
If we could convey one thing about Day Heating Company, we'd like you to know that we will do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to guarantee your satisfaction.
Whatever it takes to ensure your comfort.
Whatever it takes to earn your trust.
With locations in Salem and Corvallis, let us do whatever it takes to meet your heating and cooling needs.
And right now, it is a great time to receive rebates and tax credits.
Call us today, 363-4822. Day Heating. There is a difference.
Sweet Dog Days is the perfect place to send your pooch for a day or a vacation. Lisa and her staff of dog-loving attendants will make sure that your pet is well fed and cared for. Plus, there will be other pets there waiting to play. Go to doggydaycaresalem.com. That's doggydaycaresalem.com. Hundreds of pet owners rave about the care their pets receive at Sweet Dog Days. They can even watch their pet on closed-circuit TV while they're away. No matter how long they stay, make sure it's at Sweet Dog Days.
This is Volcanoes Baseball on your home for Newsmakers with Brent and Dave. Weekdays at noon on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the first inning. So far scoreless. Eugene leaving a runner on first base against Nick Avila in his first full inning with the Volcanoes this year. As Salem-Keizer will now walk up to the plate. It'll be Eugene's Richard Gallardo, no wins and no losses with an ERA of 4.5 this year overall. He is 0-2 with an ERA of 4.18. As Gallardo will take the mound against the center fielder Quan Adkins. Gallardo, the 17-year-old from Venezuela. The first pitch to Adkins is a shot. That one going into the gap in right center. Is that going to fall? It'll be the center fielder Fernando Kelly who will be under it and will make the catch. A very well-hit fly ball into the gap in right center field, but Fernando Kelly will make the catch for out number one. As Adkins going on the offensive early against the 17-year-old. Gallardo making his second appearance not only for Eugene, but against the Volcanoes after he threw 2 innings, allowing no hits, a run, walking 2, and striking out 2 back on August 28th. In which, of course, the Volcanoes won that game. It was during the 4-game series. First pitch to the shortstop, Abdiel Layer, is a strike one looking on the inside corner. It was a game in which the Volcanoes won 6-5 in that first game of the 4-game series at Eugene. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball under the knees inside, even at 1-1. Layer, one of a couple new position players for the Volcanoes. A couple of new additions under the roster. It was Layer, Luis Toribio, and 4 pitchers. The 1-1 pitch is a chopper to the first base side. Grayson Bird fields it and will touch the first base bag on an outside slider. And Layer is out for the second out of the bottom of the first. Now here's the right fielder, Jairo Pomares, who was added onto the roster before the Volcanoes played against Vancouver. So he's making his first home start here at Volcano Stadium. As Pomares, the left-handed hitter, will look to start something here in the bottom of the first inning. No score here early. Gallardo getting the sign from the catcher, Alex Aguirre. The windup and the first pitch. That is a strike one looking on a curveball with a little bit of movement going inside at 0-1. And the defensive alignment for Eugene, Richard Gallardo on the mound, Alex Aguirre behind the plate. Gallardo getting the sign from Guerra. The step back in the windup, 0-1. That is a ball one on a fastball under the knees, under the zone. On the infield for Eugene, and at third base is Ryan Reynolds. The shortstop is Luis Vasquez. The second baseman is Josue Uma. And the first baseman is Grayson Bird. Gallardo, the 1-1 pitch, windup and the throw. That is a ground ball foul chopper. on a fastball inside at 1-2. And the outfield for Eugene at left is Giovanni Cuevas. The center fielder, Fernando Kelly. The right fielder, Jacob Olson. Jake Washer is the designated hitter. He'll be hitting for the pitcher, Gallardo. The count of ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Gallardo, the step back in the windup, 1-2 pitch. That's a fly ball going in the short left field. Reynolds trying to run for it. Reynolds trying to make the play. He cannot make the catch. He tried to make a basket catch, and he was not able to in short left field. Pomares is going to be safe at first base. I believe they're going to call that a base hit. Reynolds tried to field the play in short left field, and they're going to call that a 2-out single for Jairo Pomares. Ryan Reynolds, the third baseman, tried to make a basket catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Would have been a nice play, too. It looked like Giovanni Cuevas wasn't able to make it. But Reynolds would drop the ball, trying to make the catch, and it'll be the 2nd out of the... It would have been the 3rd out of the inning, but it'll get a base runner on. Here's the catcher, Brandon Martirano. And the first pitch by Gallardo is inside, and a ball 1 and a curveball. Martirano having to move away a little bit. Brandon, the 2019 draft choice out of the University of North Carolina. He last started back on August 31st, where he went 1 for 3 with a 2-run single in the 7th inning that broke a scoreless tie. Gallardo, the 1-0 pitch, that's a swing and a miss and a strike 1 down the middle, 91 miles an hour. Gets him a little above the knees. 1-1. The third baseman, Luis Toribio, is on deck. He's had a pretty active time at the plate, both at the plate and on the field for the Volcanoes since he got promoted. The 1-1 by Gallardo is a curveball for a strike 2 looking. This time the curveball going more into the zone than the last one he threw. The first pitch, which Martirano had to move out of the way from. The count out of ball and 2 strikes. Pomares at first base. Richard Gallardo in the stretch is ahead of the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. The windup and the 1-2 to Martirano is a fly ball foul and a fastball that goes, I believe, over the netting. Yes, over the netting of the first base side. The Volcanoes dugout count is at a ball and 2 strikes. The Volcanoes got their first hit on a bloop single by Jairo Pomares that Ryan Reynolds almost made a nice play on. The windup and the 1-2 pitch, that is a curveball. That one going to go into left field. Giovanni Cuevas is under it. Is going to make the catch. That's going to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on. Scoreless after 1 here in Volcano Stadium. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Hi, I'm Jaden. My husband Chris and I own Synergize Auto here in Dallas, Oregon. We always have a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles and power sports, and you'll be working directly with us always. We are a non-pressuring, easy to work with, and family-owned company. We offer financing options, take trade-ins, and do consignments. See our inventory at synergizeauto.com. That's SYNERGIZE auto.com. Find us on Google to see what customers are saying. We're all about service and being a dealership you can trust.
They were our brothers, our sisters, sons, and daughters. They were our parents, family, neighbors, and our friends. How can we express the gratitude that we all owe the thousands and thousands of American veterans who have sacrificed so much for our country's freedom? It was they who stepped forward from the time this country was created to fight for everything we know about liberty and freedom. And although we celebrate their victories and console them for their losses by creating monuments and honoring them in parades, the truth is we can never do enough for the freedom they've given us. Perhaps the most important thing that we can do is reach out to those veterans closest to us and simply tell them thank you. All of us at Shiloh Inns would like to take this opportunity to recognize the many men and women, including police and firemen, who have served and continue to serve our country to ensure our freedom. From everyone at Shiloh Inns, thank you, and God bless America.
Beck, Rush, Newsmakers, Gorka, and Sexton. The best live talk weekdays is on 1430 KYKN, Keizer Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the 2nd inning. It is still scoreless here between the Volcanoes and the Emeralds. Nick Avila back on the mound, leaving a runner on first base in the 1st inning. Wasn't really known as a strikeout pitcher anyway. After the performance he had in the Arizona League, 11 strikeouts in 24 and a third innings. So there's a chance that with Avila getting guys out and maybe more ground balls and fly balls like that, of what happened in the first inning. Fernando Kelly flying out to left. Alex Guerra popped out to the shortstop Leaire, and Jake Washer grounded out to the second baseman Rodriguez. For the third out in the first inning, we now go to the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. They'll face off against Avila. It'll be the first baseman, Grayson Bird, the right fielder, Jacob Olson, and the shortstop, Luis Vasquez. As Avila will get the sign from Brandon Martirano, windup and the first pitch. That is a strike one looking, a backdoor fastball. It almost gets a little out of the zone. Count is at 0-1. Bird, the first baseman, and left-handed hitter, went 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts and was walked. And the 0-1 pitch, a short pop fly. This one going in the foul territory. Luis Toribio is under it and will make the catch for out number 1 here in the top of the second inning. Here's the right fielder, Jacob Olson, making his first start for Eugene in a couple of days. He went 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts, a ground out and a fly out. Scored the only run for Eugene in the bottom of the 10th after the Volcanoes scored 2 runs in the top of the 10th inning. They would win by a score of 4-3. Nick Avila, the windup and the first pitch is a ground ball. This one fielded by the shortstop Leaire. Quick throw to first will get Jacob Olson out at first base for out number 2. That one, not a ground ball, a chopper. Takes a few hops to Leaire, throws to first, so we'll get him out in time. And we now go to the number 3 hitter, the starting shortstop, Luis Vasquez. As Vasquez is coming off getting a hit in his last 2 at-bats, a single in the 8th inning, and an RBI single in the 10th inning. The Volcanoes playing the final game of the regular season here on Labor Day. Wind up and the first pitch is a ball 1 on the curveball outside, under the knees in the dirt to the catcher Martirano at 1-0. And Avila getting the sign from Brandon. Wind up and the 1-0. That is a ground ball past the first baseman Baker Mendoza, and Eugene's going to have their first hit on a 2-out single by Vasquez. He now has a hit in his last 3 at-bats dating back to yesterday. It was a ground ball that gets past the glove of the first baseman Mendoza, with Mendoza not moving a step to try and field it, as Eugene will get their first hit. Now here is the number 8 hitter, Giovanni Cuevas. He's starting left fielder. He was the 8th hitter yesterday. He was the 8th hitter yesterday and went 1 for 2, or by mistake, 1 for 4. With a pair of runs, a pair of stolen bases, and a pair of strikeouts. So Avila allowing his first hit. The windup and the first pitch is a strike 1 looking, a fastball at the knees down the middle at 0-1. As Cuevas will try to add on to the 2-out single that Vasquez has. Avila in the stretch, the right-handed pitcher thrown to the right-handed hitter Cuevas. The 1-0 is the 0-1, a swing and a miss, a slider and a strike 2. And Avila now with a 2-strike count here in the top of the second. No score here in the final regular season game between these two teams. And Avila in the stretch. At first base is Luis Vasquez, who got a base hit. Count is at 0-2. Martirano moving a little outside to the left-handed hitter's box, and the 0-2 pitch is a strike 3 called and a fastball down and away on the outside corner, and Nick Avila gets his first strikeout as a Salem-Keizer Volcano. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on. Scoreless going to the bottom of the second. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Les Schwab is a proud sponsor of the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. This is a team that puts their heart and soul into every game, whether it's at home or Volcano Stadium or a game in someone else's hometown. Before you head out to your next adventure in a new town or destination, stop by your local Les Schwab for a free visual alignment and brake check. It's the perfect double play for a safe driving experience. Or ask about the Les Schwab free pre-trip safety check. Schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Coming this weekend, the biggest motorsports show of the summer, the 46th annual award-winning Sublimity Harvest Festival presented by Power Chevrolet.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 full days of truck pulls, tractor pulls, and ATV pulls. Stock, modified, and super mods. And every day ends with 6 of the biggest, baddest monster trucks we could find. Catching air and crushing cars. It's noisy, it's exciting, and kids are just $5. There's live music and an after party in the Coors Light Entertainment Tent Friday and Saturday night. And every day, great food, a kid zone, and plenty to do. Don't miss the fun run and parade on Saturday or the pancake breakfast on Sunday. The Sublimity Harvest Festival, presented by Power Chevrolet, is the most exciting way to end your summer. Just 12 miles east of Salem on Highway 22 and Golf Club Road. The full schedule and tickets are online at sublimityharvestfest.com.
Your home for high school football, Ducks football, and Volcanoes baseball. 1430 KYKS. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here in the bottom of the second inning. Game is still scoreless here between the Volcanoes and the Emeralds. The Volcanoes looking to strike first, starting with Luis Toribio, the third baseman, against Richard Gallardo, who has thrown a scoreless first inning, allowing a 2-out single to Jairo Pomares. As the Volcanoes are playing their final game this season, as well as everyone else, so far scoreless in 2 other games, Vancouver and Everett, and Hillsborough and Boise. Hillsborough and Boise just started up. Spokane Tri-City going to play at around 7:15. First pitch to Gallardo to Toribio is a ball 1 on a slider that just misses the zone outside at 1-0. The Vancouver-Everett game in the top of the third inning, and scoreless. The 1-0 pitch, a fastball outside and a little above the knees around the belt at 1-1. It will be the third baseman, Toribio, making his first home start. Yorlis Rodriguez and Harrison Freed. The 1-1 pitch by Gallardo is inside and a ball 2 at the knees and a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. And scoreless so far through 1.5. The windup and the 2-1, that is a ball 3. And another inside fastball. Gallardo trying the inside fastball. It worked once. But for the majority of the at-bat, it's not going towards his way. 3 balls and a strike. Windup and the 3-1. That's a ground shot off of Gallardo and rolling into short right field. Toribio will be safe at first base as the first baseman, Grayson Bird, was at first thinking that Uma was going to field it. Uma backed out of the way thinking Bird was going to field it. As that ball got off of what looked like the non-throwing arm of Richard Gallardo, it will be a single, a base hit for Luis Toribio. And now for Eugene, the team trainer, and the pitching coach Armando Gabino will walk up to look at Gallardo. It was on a 3-1 pitch, a line shot. It got off of the arm, but it didn't look like he was hurt. He didn't react like he was hurt. He just started running towards first base. And it looks like that he may be fine. You have all the Eugene infielders and the Eugene catcher walking up to look at Gallardo, and there's a chance he may throw a few warm-up pitches here to get ready. So far, no score between Salem-Keizer and Eugene. Luis Toribio just getting the second hit for the Volcanoes. See if it can go somewhere as Nick Avila on the mound for the Volcanoes doing a nice job in his first start with Salem-Keizer. Leaving a couple of guys on base in the first 2 innings on the mound for him. Gallardo will face off against the second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez, and the number 2 hitter here in the bottom of the second inning, as the Volcanoes will get their second hit of the game. And we now go to Yorlis, the starting second baseman, who was the leadoff hitter yesterday and went 1 for 6 and has gotten out in his last 5 at-bats. Gallardo in the stretch, back on the mound. Wind up and the first pitch to Rodriguez is an outside fastball. That one a little above the knees, and the count is at 0-1. Toribio at first base on a leadoff single in the second. And Rodriguez looking to get back to form here. And the 0-1, that is a fly ball. That one going to short left field. That is going to fall foul. The third baseman, Ryan Reynolds, is the closest one to it, alongside the left fielder, Giovanni Cuevas. Count is at 0-2. So the next 2 hitters is Yorlis Rodriguez and Harrison Freed. Matt Malkin with a chance to get a shot here in the bottom of the second inning. Scoreless here in Keizer, Oregon for the final game of the 2019 season. Richard Gallardo in the stretch, getting the sign from the catcher Alex Guerra, the count at 0-2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Rodriguez is a slow roller down the first base line. The pitcher Gallardo is going to pick it up and toss it to first. It was a swing. It was an opposite field ground ball. It looked like it would have gone to foul territory down the first base line, but it stays fair. Rodriguez running for it, but Gallardo immediately there to get the first out of the inning. And now here is Harrison Freed, the left fielder. We'll be looking to knock in the first run of the game for Salem-Keizer here in the bottom of the second inning. As Gallardo will try and get out of a jam here. One out and a runner on second. He did allow a run in his only other appearance in the Northwest League after being promoted from Arizona, but that was on no hits. Here he has allowed 2 hits. And Gallardo, the first pitch to Freed. That one a shot going into right field. That will be caught by the right fielder. Jacob Olson throws to second. The pickoff to Ribio at second base. That'll be a 9-6 double play, I believe that is. And that will end the second inning. The runner at second base, Luis Toribio, thought that it was going to fall for a base hit. Turns out that wasn't the case, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on. Scoreless after 2. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
All day, kids in, kids out. I'm the family van, and I love these little rascals, but I could use a good lube and a vacuum.
Sounds like you need Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change with conventional oil for only $24.99 with coupon. Plus, Jiffy Lube will check all of your fluids, vacuum your floors, and more while you lounge in our comfy waiting room, all for only $24.99. Do more in a jiffy. Get your coupon now at JiffyLubeOregon.com.
Ask for Pennzoil Motor Oil when getting a Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Boone Ridge Senior Living is a lifestyle choice. Whether you desire assisted living or need memory care, Boone Ridge can be just the place for you or your loved ones. At Boone Ridge, you will experience extraordinary, and it's obvious from the moment you step through the doors. With our walking paths, fitness centers, open restaurant-style dining, and 24-hour skilled staff, you will want to call Boone Ridge home. Go to BooneRidgeSeniorLiving.com and learn more. Or for a tour, call 503-979-9611.
Hey Volcano fans, Tom Marks from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate Professionals. Buying a house can be like baseball. First base is getting a pre-approval from a lender so you'll know how much home you can buy. Arriving at second is like finding a property you write an offer on. Third base, you've had your home inspection and negotiated repairs. Now heading home, literally your new home. Just like scoring a run in the game, you'll be elated. If you need help negotiating the basis of home buying, give me a call, 503-881-9230.
Don't miss Newsmakers with Brent DeHart and Dave Bourne. Weekdays at noon on the Mid-Valley's Best Talk, 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we're now back here in the top of the third inning, scoreless after 2 full here in Keizer, Oregon. The Volcanoes unfortunately getting out of the inning after a 9-6 double play as Luis Toribio was picked off at second, thinking that a ball that was hit by Harrison Freed was going to fall for a base hit. As Nick Avila will once again walk up to the mound, face off against the number 9 hitter Ryan Reynolds. And Fernando Kelly and Josue Uma in the top of the third inning. Avila looking pretty strong through the first 2 innings of this game with 25 pitches and 17 strikes. Wind up in the first pitch is outside and a ball 1 on a fastball for a 1-0 count. Reynolds, the 9 hitter, had a 2-run single in the 10th inning that put this game away and increased the score from a 8-6 game to a 10-6 game. The 1-0 pitch, a foul ball, that one going over the Emeralds dugout along the third base side. Count is at 1-1. And now we got scoring updates from both the other 2 games. Vancouver leading Everett 1-0. The 1-1 pitch by Avila is a swing and a miss and a fastball for strike 2. Vancouver leading Everett 1-0. And Hillsborough leading Boise 1-0 as the road teams are leading in this scenario. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. That's a swing and a miss and an outside fastball for strike 3. Nick Avila has struck out the last 2 batters for the Volcanoes going back to the previous inning. And we now go to the top of the order and the center fielder, Fernando Kelly. I was told by the Volcanoes manager, Nestor Rojas, it was going to be a bullpen day today, but nothing more than that. There's also a really interesting question as to how long will the bullpen be on the mound? How long will Nick Avila play like this on the mound? Doing pretty well so far. First pitch is a curveball inside for a foul ball past the first base side at 0-1. Because the Volcanoes, they want to try and get some help from the bullpen before they go to the playoffs. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and a fastball under the zone at 0-2. As in the past few days, especially against Eugene, one example was in the final game against Eugene. There wasn't that many relievers. The 0-2 pitch is a gap shot going in the left center field. Harrison Freed is under it, makes the catch for out number 2. And once again, Fernando Kelly being robbed by Harrison Freed on a fly ball in the left center field. And now we go to the second baseman, Josue Uma, who was walked on a full count. It was the only batter that Nick Avila walked over the course of this game. Now, one example that the Volcanoes need to use some relief pitching and get some pitchers out on the mound was a couple of days ago. The Volcanoes, they beat Eugene 4-3. They only had 3 pitchers. They had Connor Nurse, who threw 5 innings of relief, and he wasn't even a relief pitcher. First pitch is a changeup under the zone, under the knees at 1-0. So the Volcanoes using this as a opportunity to have a number of their relievers on the mound. Not for that long, though. The 0-1 pitch, a foul ball that'll hit the netting, and a fastball and a ball and a strike. That one just under the letters, above the belt. As Avila is looking pretty solid here through 2 2/3. Step back in the windup, the 1-1 pitch. That is a curveball outside and a 2-1 count. Avila, he walked Uma in his only time up at the plate on a full count. And the 2-1 pitch, a foul chopper. This one going past the first base side. That one on a fastball, 2-2. Is 1-0 Vancouver over Everett going into the top of the 4th. Everett has not had a hit through 3 innings. And Hillsborough now takes a 2-0 lead over Boise in the top of the 2nd inning. Spokane and Tri-City, they have not even started yet. They'll be starting at 7:15. As when they will be warming up, we will be wrapping up here at Volcano Stadium. The 2-2 pitch by Avila is a ball 3 and a changeup inside, full count. And the second consecutive full count for Nick Avila against the number 2 hitter, Uma. Count staying full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Avila trying to get the final out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Avila, the windup and the payoff pitch. That's a ball 4. Another outside fastball. Another fastball above the letters. And Uma is going to have to walk the first base again. And now we go to the not the designated hitter, the catcher Alex Guerra, who popped out to the shortstop Abdiel Laer on a 2-2 count. You got the Volcanoes infielders shifting to where the shortstop Laer is covering left field. Third baseman Toribio's hugging the line. Second baseman Yorlis Rodriguez is right near the bag, is covering left center. And Avila, first pitch is a fastball up in the zone, 0-1. That one at the letters and a ball, no balls and a strike. So the shortstop Laer covering left field. Yorlis Rodriguez right near the bag. He's covering left center. No balls and a strike. Avila in the stretch. The windup and the 0-1. That is a fly ball. That one staying in the infield. Rodriguez is under it. He's going to call for it. He's going to make the catch, and the top of the 3rd inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on. Scoreless going into the bottom of the 3rd. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
PT Northwest is considered the premier sports rehab provider in the Willamette Valley, thanks to their work with the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, the Corvallis Knights, Oregon State University, Western Oregon University, Willamette University, and many local high schools. PT Northwest treats a range of ailments and has many specialties such as hand, pelvic, speech, and pediatric therapy. If you want to find out more, visit us at ptnorthwest.com. Now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, PT Northwest is the official sports rehab provider to the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes.
Hi, this is Michelle at Copycats, located in West Salem, McMinnville, and Keizer. We are much more than a full-service copy center. While we have the latest technology in self-service and full-service copy machines, we also offer an amazing array of printing and binding options. Color copying, offset printing, process color printing, laser engraving, and a full-color poster. We do it all. Copycats offers high-quality products and services in addition to printing and copying, such as trophies, awards, signs, banners, business forms, and invitations. We also stock hundreds of different papers, from elegant stationery stock to suit every taste. So let Copycats of West Salem, McMinnville, and Keizer take care of you. Find us online at copycatsnw.com. At Copycats, our cats are paper trained.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the third inning, still scoreless as the Volcanoes will bring in the 8, 9, and 1 hitters and the lineup up to the plate. The number 8 hitter, Matt Malkin. The designated hitter is walking up, followed by the first baseman, Baker Mendoza, and Quan Adkins. As the Emeralds, they're going to be bringing in a new pitcher. I'll try to get the jersey number here. As Giovanni Cruz will be the new pitcher for the Emeralds. As Richard Gallardo will be done after 2 innings, allowing 1 hit, no runs, walking no one, striking out no one, and Cruz coming off a horrendous performance on the mound against the Volcanoes at the beginning of this series, where he allowed 3 runs in the first. This was back in the first game of this series. He threw an inning and a third, allowing a hit, 3 earned runs. He walked 5 and struck out 2 and brought his ERA up from 8.71. He is now 0-2 with an ERA of 10.03. And he has lost in his last 2 starts. He's making his 5th appearance and his 4th start with Eugene, as he has allowed 13 earned runs in 11 2/3 innings, walking 12, striking out 17. He'll start off against the designated hitter, Matt Malkin. There'll be a no decision for Gallardo. First pitch to Malkin is a foul chopper past the third base line. Cal starts off at 0-1. As Malkin, the catcher, making his 4th appearance with the Volcanoes this season. He went 3 for 3 in his last time up on the 29th, the 1-1. That's a curveball above the zone. The count is at 1-1. Currently with an even 300 batting average. And the 1-1 pitch, a fly ball past the first base line. Count is at 1-2. As he had all 3 hits in his last game, in his last start on August 29th. The windup and the 1-2 by Cruz. That's a chopper down the third base line. That is a foul ball that goes in foul territory past the third base line and falls foul just barely before getting into the glove of the third baseman, Ryan Reynolds. Count is at a ball and 2 strikes. So when this game is over, we will also get information about not only who the Volcanoes will be pitching, but also who will be pitching for Hillsboro, as the offer is still up in the air that Kervin Castro may be the starter for game 1. The windup and the 1-2 by Cruz. That is inside, and a ball 2 and a slider. That one a little under the letters, but it goes inside the zone, 2-2. Malkin moving away a little bit. And Cruz, the 2-2 pitch to Malkin. That's a fly ball foul. Hits the top of the netting. Falls in front of the seats and right in front of the backstop behind home plate. Count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on a fastball from Cruz, 95 miles an hour. And the windup, another chance at the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and a changeup for strike 3. And Cruz strikes out Matt Malkin for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the first baseman, Baker Mendoza, who had an amazing day yesterday, going 3 for 5, including a solo home run. As Mendoza did a great job, and he'll looking to add on to that performance here in today's game to finish off the 2019 regular season. And Cruz, the step back in the windup and the pitch. That is outside at a ball 1 for a fastball, 1-0 count. In his last time up on the mound, he allowed 3 runs in the first inning, and he walked 5 batters. He got his second loss in that performance. The 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss. The count is even at 1-1 on a fastball. Down and out. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Cruz, the windup and the 1-1 pitch. That is a swing and a miss and a changeup for strike 2. As Cruz getting his own little bit of a redemption arc here today against the Volcanoes. 1-2 with 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Baker Mendoza, a triple away from the cycle in yesterday's game. And the 1-2 by Cruz, a swing and a miss, and another changeup for strike 3. And Giovanni Cruz has struck out the first 2 batters he faced. And we now go to the top of the order, the center fielder Quan Adkins, who flew out to the center fielder Fernando Kelly on the first pitch he saw from Richard Gallardo. As Quan will look to try and start something here. Scoreless going into the bottom of the 3rd. Wind up in the first pitch by Cruz. It's a chopper fielded by the second baseman Josue Uma. Throws to first. Will it get Adkins out in time? It will. And the inning will be over. A 1-2-3 inning for Giovanni Cruz. Scoreless after 3. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Hello, this is Danny Moore, General Manager here at Creekside Golf Club. We have a fall membership program going on, and I would like to invite you out to see our great facility. We have an 18-hole championship golf course and a fully stocked pro shop with all the top name brands. But we're more than just golf. We have something for everybody. We have 2 state-of-the-art workout facilities, a fantastic driving range for both summer and wintertime practice, an indoor performance center used for both club fitting and club repair. We also have an indoor simulator, great for fun in the winter months when the weather turns bad. Our 2 newest additions are 2 pickleball courts and a bocce ball court. We also have a swimming pool for summertime fun. Our restaurant, Danny's on the Green, has great food and beautiful views of the golf course. We have a large banquet room great for holiday parties. So as you can see, Creekside has it all. So come on down and let me show you around the best club in town. That's Creekside Golf Club, and ask for Danny Moore.
Gardening fever is starting to take hold. If you're ready to get your garden going, come on in to the 13th Street Nursery Covered Greenhouse and find the perfect plant or flowers for your garden. Or visit their new indoor plant room. 13th Street Nursery and Garden Center has a large selection of flowers and plants that will make your garden a showcase you can be proud of. Your landmark nursery in Salem, find them at 13th and Wilbur, 503-413-0386. Like them on Facebook or visit them on the web at 13thstreetnursery.net. That's 13th Street Nursery. Create something beautiful together.
Your home of the Salem-Keizer volcanoes all season long. Discover the wonder all over again. Exclusively on 1430 KYKN, Kaiser Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the 4th inning. Nick Avila in his first start for the Volcanoes looking pretty solid out onto the mound. 40 pitches through 3 innings. As he'll look to try and keep this game scoreless. As he'll start off against the middle of the order, the designated hitter Jake Washer, first baseman Grayson Bird, and the right fielder Jacob Olson against Avila for the second time for each of the 3. In the bottom of the 4th inning right now, Vancouver and Everett, they are now tied at 1. In the top of the 3rd, Hillsborough staying with that 2-0 lead, still scoreless here at Volcano Stadium. As every game except for this one has had a run on the board. Avila, the windup and the first pitch. That is a foul chopper down the 3rd base line. Count starts off at 0-1. Avila, the lone pitcher out of the 2 that entered today on the mound, still pitching. He threw 3 innings, allowing 1 hit, 2 walks, struck out 2, and no runs. Looking very solid so far. The 0-1 pitch, that is a swing and a miss, and a changeup for strike 2. Avila throwing 3+ scoreless innings now, after having a pretty good outing on the mound against Hillsboro. The count at 0-2, the step back and the windup, and the 0-2 pitch is a ball 1 and a slider outside under the knees, out of the zone at 1-2. Volcanoes will be playing in 2 days at Ron Tonkin Field in Hillsboro. First pitch at 7:05, the 1-2 pitch. That's a foul chopper down the third base line. Count at a ball and 2 strikes. It would be a normal 7:05 start time and a 6 p.m. bullpen start time at Ron Tonkin Field in Hillsboro, while in the second game on September 5th will be here at Volcano Stadium. The 1-2 pitch is a curveball, a little too inside. Count is even at 2-2. And game 3 of the series, if necessary, will also be played here. The 2-2 pitch, a foul ball past the first base side, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So after today, there would only be 4 teams that would remain for the first time since 2015. One of those teams is the Volcanoes. They'll play against the Hillsboro Hops. So far, it's looking like a regular season series where the home team would prevail. The 2-2 pitch by Avila, swing and a miss, and an inside fastball for strike 3. And Nick Avila has his 3rd strikeout of the day for out number 1 in the top of the 4th. Here is the first baseman, Grayson Bird, who popped out to the third baseman, Luis Toribio, in the 2nd inning. As Avila getting through these at-bats pretty quickly. He has his 3rd strikeout of the day. Wind up in the first pitch to Bird is a chopper. That one straight to Avila. Toss it to first, gets him for out number 2. Just like that, the second out of the top of the 4th inning already made. Here's the right fielder, Jacob Olson, who grounded out to the shortstop Lair on the first pitch he saw. And Nick Avila got to credit those quick at-bats, because there are a couple of at-bats per inning that have ended in either on the first pitch or the second pitch throughout the course of this game. Avila wind up on the first pitch to Olson, swing and a miss, and a fastball for strike 1. Top of the 4th, it is still scoreless between Eugene and Salem-Keizer. And while the Volcanoes will play against Hillsboro, Spokane will play against Tri-City. The 0-2 pitch, a foul chopper past the third base line, count at no balls and 2 strikes. As Spokane is looking to get back-to-back Northwest League North Division titles here this season. The 0-2 pitch is a ground ball. That one past the glove of the shortstop Lair, going into left center field. Jacob Olson has the Emerald's 2nd hit, a 2-out single on a slider, and will now go to the shortstop Luis Vasquez. Avila still with a chance to get out of the 4th here. It's the 2nd hit for Eugene. And the other guy that got a hit for Eugene is at the plate right now in Luis Vasquez. As Avila looking for the pitch, but Martirano will call time. Right now, scoreless. Eugene with a runner on first base and Jacob Olson, the right fielder. No runs on 2 hits and no errors for either side. Wind up and the first pitch is a strike 1, looking right down the middle at 0-1. Vasquez on a 1-0 count got a single past the first baseman Mendoza in the right field. As both teams now have 2 hits each over the course of this game. Avila, the count at 0-1. And the sign from Martirano. Wind up and the 0-1 pitch is a shot straight to the shortstop Lair, who makes a catch right near the ground to the infield and will end the inning. Another amazing play by Abdiel Laer that will end the top of the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on. Scoreless going into the bottom of the fourth inning. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Have you been arrested for a DUI or other criminal matter? I'm Chris Eggert, and I am the experienced criminal defense lawyer you've been seeking. For over 20 years, I've been helping people here in Salem-Keizer through their toughest times. If you need an experienced criminal defense lawyer, call me, Chris Eggert, at 503-837-6111. Whether it's for a DUI or other criminal defense case, call Chris Eggert, attorney, 503-837-6111.
Did you know that Saturday and later evening public transportation service begins this September? For Chariots, this is the largest service expansion in its history. Popular routes like Route 11 on Lancaster and Route 19 in Keizer will run every 30 minutes, generally between 6:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. Chariots invites the public to stop by the Downtown Transit Center on September 7th between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. for a Saturday service kickoff. And it's offering free bus rides every Saturday in September. We're excited to bring you a better Chariots.
This is Ray from Fordyce Farm. It's August. Do we still have you pick fruit? Yes. Blueberries, black currants, strawberries, and apples are getting started, one variety after another. These are available already picked in our store, along with peaches, melons, corn, heirloom tomatoes, scones, ice cream. It's all so good. Find Fordyce Farm on the web, Facebook, Instagram, and at 7023 Sunnyview Road Northeast. Fordyce Farm, yum!
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays 9 to noon, and Volcanoes Baseball at night. A winning combination on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the fourth inning, still scoreless here from Volcano Stadium. Giovanni Cruz back on the mound, looking to throw his second inning of relief, as it'll be Abdiel Laer, Jairo Pomares, and Brandon Martirano at the plate for the first three hitters. There is a Volcanoes pitcher in the bullpen that may come in for Nick Avila. He has done an amazing job. 2 hits, no runs, walking 2, striking out 2 through 4 innings. As there's a chance that it may be a new pitcher in the fifth. So now we go to the shortstop, Abdiel Laer. And the first pitch is a fly ball. That one going into right field. The right fielder, Jacob Olson, trying to cover his eyes, and he was able to make the catch for out number 1. And now here is Jairo Pomares, who got the first hit for the Volcanoes back in the first inning. As he'll look to try and start something here in the bottom of the fourth inning, very similar to what we saw a couple of days ago. First pitch is this one a fly ball going into short center field. The shortstop Vasquez calling for it, trying to make the play, is able to make the catch, backtracking in the center field. 2 pitches and 2 outs for Giovanni Cruz as Brandon Martirano, the catcher, walks up to the plate. As Martirano will try and start something here. Scoreless here in the bottom of the fourth. He flew out to the left fielder, Giovanni Cuevas, on a 1-2 count. And the first pitch from Cruz is a ball 1 outside and a fastball under the knees. He did not swing at it. Count starts off at 1-0. And Cruz, the windup and the 1-0 pitch. That's a strike 1, looking on a fastball in the inside corner, a little above the knees. Cruz showing fastball at around late 90s. Both teams still with no runs and 2 hits. Cruz, the windup and the 1-1. That's a swing and a foul. That one hitting the backstop behind home plate. Count is at a ball and 2 strikes. Cruz getting the sign from Guerra ahead of the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. It is scoreless right now. The 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss and a fastball at 98 miles an hour above the zone. And Giovanni Cruz throws a 1-2-3 inning. Scoreless after 4 here in Keizer. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
This is Sergeant Mike. You know you need to change your home or office locks ever so often to make sure everything is secure. You've had employees come and go over the years. You may have given your house key to someone that has lost your trust. It's just a smart thing to do, and do it when you think of it. I'm here to remind you that some people want to steal your property. Call Larry's Locksmith and have them fix that situation for you. Find them quickly at larryslocksmith.com. That's larryslocksmith.com, serving the entire Mid-Valley.
You're looking to buy a home. You want to upgrade, downsize, and get into a home that truly fits your life right now. But you don't know how much your house will sell for, and you have no idea if it will be enough for a down payment on the house of your dreams. So you start thinking, we're going to have to stay in this house forever. Hi, I'm Katie Canales from Team Canales and Landmark Professional Mortgage, and we have good news for hopeful home buyers. You do not need to save a fortune to buy a home. That's right, you can get into a new home with a low down payment or even no down payment at all. Recently, we helped a growing family keep their current house as a rental and buy their new, bigger home with very little down. Now they are in a home that they love and are earning equity in 2 homes instead of just 1. To see if you qualify to buy a home with a low down payment, apply to get pre-approved at bestloanprogram.com. The form takes less than 5 minutes to complete, and you'll know if you're approved in less than 24 hours. Go to bestloanprogram.com now so you can make a great move into a great house. Or call me at 503-385-4040.
NMLS Company ID 399162. NMLS ID 270783. Equal Opportunity Lender.
The Mid-Valley's best talk 24/7 on air, online, on your phone, and on Alexa. This is 1430 KYKN, Keizer Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the 5th inning. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes and Eugene Emeralds still scoreless. Nick Avila done after 4 scoreless innings, allowing 2 hits, walking 2, and striking out 3. As the new pitcher for Salem-Keizer, a call to the bullpen brought to you by Cozy's New York Deli. Squeeze your mitts around a fresh made sandwich for a giant relief. New pitcher is Andy Roloff, making his 17th appearance. It has been rough around the edges in his last couple of appearances for the Volcanoes. He has thrown 2/3 of an inning each, allowing 1 hit each, walking 2 batters each, striking out 2 each. But in the first appearance, he allowed 3 earned runs, and in his latest one, he allowed 1. He is not able to finish 1 full inning. He'll have a chance to do that here today in the final regular season game. 2/3 of an inning at Vancouver, 2/3 of an inning at Eugene. ERA currently at 4.82. It was as low as 2.31 at one point over the course of the season. And has also had a couple of struggling outings against the Emeralds by themselves, as the last time he faced off against Eugene at Volcano Stadium was on July 27th. He allowed 2 hits, a run, walking 1, and striking out 1 in an inning and 2/3. Here he'll try and change that. We'll face off against the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Giovanni Cuevas, Ryan Reynolds, and Fernando Kelly. As Roloff will try to keep this game scoreless here. Both teams with no runs, both teams with 2 hits. The 23-year-old from Coconut Creek, Florida. Roloff, first pitch. Oh, boy, that is inside, and it hits Cuevas on the side. And he'll be walking over the first base. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball straight to the left side of Giovanni Cuevas. And he'll be walking to first base. And he'll walk the first on his own power. Here's the next hitter, the third baseman, Ryan Reynolds. Playing as the first base coach for today's game is Edmonton American, who was 3 for 5 yesterday, getting a day off. This will be American's final game this year with Eugene, maybe his final game with Eugene ever, as he might get promoted up in the Cubs organization next season. And he roll off again, the sign from Martirano. Ryan Reynolds, he struck out swinging on a 1-2 count. Runner on first for Eugene. First pitch is a bunt. Nice job by Brandon of keeping that ball in play as it rolls away from him. A bunt attempt by Reynolds on a fastball inside by Roloff. Vancouver and Everett both tied at 1. Hillsborough leading Boise now by a score of 2-1. Roll-off getting the side from Mark Toronto, the 1-0. That's a pop fly. That one's staying in the infield, possibly going to the outfield. Short left center, the shortstop Lair making the catch after shuffling a little bit, trying to fight the sun. And we'll get Reynolds out for the first out in the top of the 5th. Now we go to the top of the order, and Fernando Kelly, who flew out to the left fielder Harrison Freed twice. Giovanni Cruz expected to pitch in the bottom of the 5th. So far, he's been perfect through 2 innings, striking out 3 batters in the process. The first pitch inside, and Andy Roloff hits Fernando Kelly on the side as well. This one a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Cuevas was looking to go to second. So now Eugene, for the first time today, will have runners on first and second base, this time with 1 out. As Andy Roloff has hit 2 hitters. He hit right-handed hitter Cuevas. He made the left-handed hitter Ryan Reynolds pop out, and he hits the right-handed hitter Fernando Kelly. So now they'll face off against the left-handed hitter Josue Uma, who is looking for his first at-bat today. He has been walked twice, time out by Salem-Keizer. The Volcanoes playing their first playoff game since 2015 at Ron Tonkin Field in Hillsboro. They'll face off against the Hillsboro Hops. That's on September 4th. On September 5th, and a 6:35 start time. That is where Game 2 will be played. And Game 3, if necessary, will be played here as well. As I mentioned earlier, the regular season series between the Hops and the Volcanoes have been the home team dominating the entire series and a home field advantage. Roll off, wind up in the first pitch, runner goes. Martirano, he's looking to throw to second. Now he's looking to throw to first as Cuevas is hinting to go to steal a base. Runners will stay, count is at 1-0. Giovanni Cuevas at second base. Fernando Kelly is at first base. And they are looking to steal here in the top of the 5th. With a chance to steal a base, a ball and no strikes. Wind up on the pitch. That is a ball 2. That one a fastball in the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes. Here in the top of the 5th inning. No score between the Volcanoes and Emeralds. Eugene, 32 wins and 43 losses overall. They have a 14-23 record on the road. Roll off in the stretch. The windup and the pitch. That is inside. That ball gets away from Martirano. The runners will advance. As the Emeralds will have runners on first and second and third base with 1 out. Count is now 3-0. Both teams with 2 hits. Now Eugene threatening to get their first runs on the board here in the top of the 5th. Game is scoreless. The Volcanoes preparing for as much as they can for the playoffs at hand, while for Eugene trying to get what they can get out of the Volcanoes in the final game for them. The 3-0 pitch is a fastball, swing and a miss, and a strike 1. Under the knees, under the zone. Uma decided to take a shot at it at 3-1. So in all 3 games, both teams have identical hits. In the Vancouver-Everett game and Hillsboro-Boise, they both have 4 hits. The 3-1 pitch is a ball 4 on a fastball inside, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for the catcher Alex Guerra. That is the 3rd time that Uma has been walked. As the catcher Guerra walks up to the plate, popped out a couple of times. Once to the shortstop Lair, and the second time to the second baseman Rodriguez for out number 3 in the 3rd. And now Eugene, who has left at least 1 runner on base in the first 4 innings of this game. The Volcanoes with a chance to leave a couple of more Eugene runners on. First pitch to Guerra is a strike 1, looking on a curveball inside and around the belt, under the belt at 0-1. Bases are loaded. Cuevas, the third baseman. Fernando Kelly, the second baseman. Josue Uma, the first baseman. Andy Roloff, the windup and the 0-1 pitch. That is a ball 1 on another curveball. This one hitting the dirt a little bit at 1-1. Defense has shifted to where the shortstop Lair is covering left field. Second baseman Rodriguez on the left side of the second base bag. He's covering left center. As Roloff tries to get out of this inning unscathed, count at 1-1. The windup and the pitch. That is a check swing, and the home plate umpire and Willie Trainer pointing to infield umpire Austin Nelson, who says he did not go. Count is at 2-1. On another curveball by Roloff. And Austin Nelson, the infield umpire, saying he didn't go around. 2 balls and a strike. Roloff already in the stretch. Eugene with the bases loaded at the moment. 2-1. Wind up the pitch. That is a strike 2 looking on a curveball inside. Count is even at 2-2. And Roloff with a chance to get out of the jam here. Giovanni Cuevas at third base. Kelly is at second base. Uma is at first base. Cuevas and Kelly both getting on base after getting hit by a pitch on the first pitch they saw, and Uma walked. The windup and the 2-2 pitch. That is a ground ball. Oh, boy. Past the third base line. Almost hits the third base runner, Cuevas. And the count stays at 2-2. Both teams still with no runs. Is still scoreless. So Eugene trying to get some runs on the board here. That would be huge. Both teams with 2 hits. Count is at 2-2. Roloff against the starting catcher, Alex Guerra. The 2-2 pitch is a ball 3 and a curveball for a full count. As Roloff still has a chance to get the second out of the inning here. The Volcanoes looking to salvage this final game, get their 47th win of the season. The windup and the payoff pitch by Roloff. That is a swing and a miss and a curveball for strike 3. A huge out for Andy Roloff. Gets him for out number 2 in the top of the 5th. Now here's Jake Washer, the designated hitter, looking for his first hit. He struck out his last time up and grounded out as well. Washer on an 0-1 count, grounded out to the second baseman Yorlis Rodriguez for the final out in the first. Struck out swinging in the 4th to start the 4th inning. And the first pitch is a ball 1. Gets away from the catcher Martirano. Cuevas will score. And on another wild pitch by Andy Roloff, Eugene will take a 1-0 lead. As a curveball outside on a wild pitch, getting away from the catcher Brandon Martirano, hitting the backstop. Scoring from third is Giovanni Cuevas. And now in the top of the 5th, Eugene leads 1-0. They're trying to get the final out here against the designated hitter Jake Washer. Wind up and the 1-0. That's a swing and a miss and a curveball for strike 1. So the first 3 hitters for the Volcanoes in the bottom of the 5th will be Toribio, Rodriguez, and Freed to try and get rid of this early deficit. The count at 1-1. The pitch that is inside, ball 2, a curveball by Martirano, the catcher, who fields the ball down past the third base line. Runner at third base right now is Fernando Kelly. The runner at second base is Josue Uma. And so far, that has been the story of the game. Andy Roloff throwing a pair of wild pitches, which scores the first run. 2 balls and a strike. Roloff the pitch, swing and a miss. And a fastball for strike 2 under the letters. Game is tied at 1 now at Funko Field going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Both teams with 1 run, both teams with 4 hits. In the top of the 4th inning, Hillsboro increasing their lead with Boise now 3-1. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roloff. The windup and the 2-2 pitch. That is a pop fly foul going past the first base side. Jake Washer on an 0-1 count, grounded out to the second baseman Yorlis Rodriguez. Jake Washer then struck out on a 2-2 count He was the final strikeout victim from Nick Avila, who struck out 3 total on the day. A nice, very solid first start for Avila on the mound for the Volcanoes. The 2-2 pitch, that is a shot that is ripped down the left field line. That is going to fall fair. 2 runs are going to score easily. Kelly from second base. Oswe Uma scoring from third as both runners are jogging to home plate. It'll be a 2-run double for Jake Washer, and Eugene increases that lead now to 3-0. Still with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. As Washer will get his 7th double. He now has 8 RBIs on the season. As Eugene once again has a 3-run lead over the Volcanoes. Here's the first baseman, Grayson Bird, 0 for 2 with a pop fly and a ground out. And that was the 3rd hit for the Emeralds as well. And roll off with a runner on second base, wind up and the pitch. That is a ball 1 on a fastball inside on a 1-0 count. There is a pitcher in the bullpen for the Volcanoes. Nestor Rojas has said that this is a pitcher's day, or a bullpen day. So there is a chance this will be the only inning for Andy Roloff. On the mound, wind up in the 0-1. That is inside and a ball 2. At the knees, inside of the zone, Martirano. A nice play by him to keep the ball in play. So Hillsboro's going back into the Northwest League playoffs. They played against Eugene last year. There was also a series in which Eugene won, and they would end up winning the entire thing. The 2-0 pitch is a swing and a miss and a strike 1, but the ball will get away from Martirano. A curveball by Roloff. The count at 2-1. The 3rd wild pitch in this inning for Andy Roloff. Jake Washer going to 3rd as Eugene tries to increase this 3-0 lead. As Andy Roloff gets the sign, tries to finish off the top of the 5th inning. Here are 2 balls and a strike. Wind up and the pitch. That's a blooper. That one going to left field. Running forward is Freed. Freed is under. Is going to make the catch, and the inning is over. 3 runs are going to score on just 1 hit. No errors, and a runner left on. Eugene jumping up first with a 3-0 lead as Giovanni Cruz will go back to the mound in the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Miss Jennings, please explain to the jury what happened.
Well, I was running late. I ran down the stairs into the kitchen, and that's when I saw him. I can't.
Well, go on.
He was making instant coffee.
Good mornings deserve good coffee. At McDonald's, we brew ours fresh with 100% Arabica beans. Now get any size iced coffee or small McCafe espresso, like an iced caramel macchiato for $2, or any size hot coffee for $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
There's nothing better than the crack of a baseball bat and the cheer of the crowd. Les Schwab is proud to sponsor Summertime Baseball and all of the sights and sounds of the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. This team knows how to work together, inning after inning, game after game. Just like the team at your local Les Schwab. Whether you need new tires, wheels, or a free visual inspection of some of your vehicle's most important parts, Les Schwab is ready for you. Schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Here's a curious question. Is it possible for an entire state to smile a statewide smile? Absolutely, but only if that state is Oregon. And only when the Oregon State Fair is up and running, which it is, soon, if not now. And you should go, no question.
Labor Day at the Oregon State Fair is also Heroes Day. That means free admission for military veterans, active duty military, first responders, and their families. It's our way of saying thanks at the Oregon State Fair.
This is Volcanoes Baseball on your home for Newsmakers with Brent and Dave. Weekdays at noon on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eugene has just taken an early 3-0 lead over Salem-Keizer. They scored the first run on a wild pitch by Andy Roloff, and the next 2 runs scored on a double by Jake Washer, who got his 6th double of the season. Giovanni Cruz now online for his first win with the Emeralds in the final game for them. Is on the mound for his 3rd inning of relief. He'll face off against the 3rd baseman Luis Toribio, the 2nd baseman Yorlis Rodriguez, and the left fielder Harrison Freed. Wind up and the first pitch to Toribio is a strike one, looking on a fastball in the outside corner at 0-1. The Volcanoes will have a new pitcher on the mound in the top of the sixth to replace Andy Roloff. The 0-1 pitch, that's a strike two, looking on a slider down the middle. Giovanni Cruz has not allowed anything go past his way in the past couple of innings. The count of the windup and the 0-2 pitch, that is a ball one, a fastball on the inside corner at 1-2. That one under the knees. Cruz showing change-ups at around mid-80s, sliders at early 80s, and fastballs at late 90s. The windup and the 1-2 pitch, that is a swing and a miss and a strike three. Toribio running the first base as Guerra tries to throw to first, and he can't get the throw to first base. Toribio slips on the first base side, trying to stop himself after seeing the ball roll past him. And now they're saying that he is safe at first after he gets to first base safely. So for the second time in this 6-game series, the Volcanoes, especially Luis Toribio, will have a runner on first base. It was a strikeout for Cruz, but a wild pitch by Giovanni Cruz on a curveball that'll be fielded by the catcher Guerra. Will put him on first base. Here's the second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez. Cruz to wind up and the pitch. That's a fastball outside and a ball one. Gets out of the glove of the catcher Guerra, but nothing will come out of it. So the only game that is yet to be played is Spokane and Tri-City. A ball and no strikes. Cruz to wind up in the pitch. That is a shot straightaway center field, back to dead central. Center field. The Volcanoes will have a runner on first and second with nobody out against Giovanni Cruz. Here's Harrison Freed, who represents the game-tying run. He had a home run yesterday. Let's see if he has some power here. He has 6 home runs and 19 RBIs on the year. And now Harrison Freed represents the game-tying run for Salem-Keizer in a 3-0 Eugene lead. As Yorlis Rodriguez gets his first hit, Luis Toribio starting off the inning strong by getting on base on a strikeout. He would then slip after getting past the first base bag, but he would turn out fine. As Freed will walk up to the plate. Giovanni Cruz struggling a little bit after throwing a couple of perfect innings. As that line drive ball will get past the glove of the pitcher, Giovanni Cruz. Runners on first and second for Salem-Keizer. Nobody out. They trail by 3. Cruz to wind up and the pitch. That is a chopper down the third base side, foul. And the count starts off at 0-1. Freed on the first pitch he saw flew out to the right fielder, Jacob Olson, for the third out in the second inning. And then Olson picked off Luis Toribio at second base, who thought that was going to be a base hit. Cruz in the stretch. Runners in scoring position for Salem-Keizer. 0-1, a rip shot. Caught by the third baseman, who throws to second for 2. It is a 5-4 double play as the third baseman Ryan Reynolds makes the play and will throw immediately to second base to get Luis Toribio. The second double play by Eugene today. We now go to the designated hitter, Matt Malkin, struck out swinging in the second inning. Or my mistake, in the third inning. It was the first batter for Giovanni Cruz. And Cruz now has a chance to finish off the inning. Wind up in the first pitch to Malkin. That one's a strike one, looking right down the middle, little outside, 97 miles an hour. Here in the bottom of the fifth. There is a pitcher in the bullpen for Eugene. As Cruz will try and finish off the inning. Runner at first base in Yorlis Rodriguez. The 0-1 pitch is a foul ball going past the first base side at 0-2. First pitch at Ron Tonkin Field on September 4th will be a 7:05 start time. While in Game 2 at Volcano Stadium, it'll be the first playoff home game since 2015, also against Hillsborough, will be at 6:35. The 0-2 pitch is a ground ball. That one getting into the hole in left field, and Matt Malkin will get his first hit. And that will move Yorlis Rodriguez to second base, and walking up on deck is someone who is very familiar with getting the long ball, Baker Mendoza. So anyone who does not remember yesterday, Mendoza was in the tail end of hitting 3 consecutive home runs. It was Adkins, then Fried, then Mendoza in the 5th. As now the Volcanoes will have a chance to tie the game up on a possible long ball, and this guy has had a really good history with long balls, especially recently. The windup in the first pitch by Cruz, a ground ball, slow one. This one fielded by Uma, off the glove of Uma, staying at third base is Yorlis Rodriguez. Malkin will go to second. It'll be an error by the second baseman, Josue Uma, and the bases are loaded for Quan Adkins, the center fielder. And now the game-tying run is at first base. The go-ahead run at home plate for Salem-Keizer. Timeout by Eugene. The pitcher, Armando Gabino, the pitching coach, Armando Gabino, going to talk to Giovanni Cruz. There is a pitcher in the bullpen. I believe that is Eduardo Nunez. Maybe. Looking at it from the back of the jersey with the dark green jerseys and the light green numbers on the back, it is tough to see what the numbers on the back are. Right now, the score, Eugene 3, Salem-Keizer nothing in the final regular season game for the Volcanoes. Eugene taking a 3-0 lead on a wild pitch and a 2-run double. As the home plate umpire, Willie Traynor, is walking up to the mound saying, yeah, you gotta disperse, and I'll continue play. Quan Adkins, 0 for 2, looking for his first hit. He got a home run yesterday. It was against Rydell Orta, a right-handed pitcher for Eugene. Let's see what he can do against a right-handed pitcher in Giovanni Cruz. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. The Volcanoes with a really good chance to get some runs on the board. And he throw first pitch to Quan is a strike one, looking on a slider on an 0-1 count. At third base is Rodriguez. He was looking to steal almost at halfway through third base. Now he's doing it again. Count is at 0-1. That's a swing and a miss. The ball getting away from the catcher, Guerra. That one on a changeup at 0-2. As Adkins, we're trying to continue the inning here in the bottom of the 5th. The double play that was made earlier proved to be huge due to the result of this inning so far. The 0-2 pitch is a foul grounder on a changeup from Cruz. Adkins still with a chance. No balls and 2 strikes. Salem-Keizer has no runs on 4 hits. Looking to change that here, see if they can get their first run of the game on the board. The windup and the 0-2 pitch by Cruz to Adkins. That's a fly ball going to center field. Back goes Fernando Kelly. Kelly is under it. Fernando Kelly deep and will make the catch in right center for the 3rd out. No runs on 2 hits, 1 error. They left 3 runners on at the end of 5. The score, Eugene 3, Salem-Keizer nothing. A new pitcher for the Volcanoes coming up. I believe that is Abel Adames in the 6th against Jacob Olson, Luis Vasquez, and Giovanni Cuevas. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Hello Salem, I'm Pierre Rosa, Senior Pastor at Grace Baptist Church here in town. I want to invite you to join us at 7:30 on Sunday mornings for our radio program right here on 1430 KYKN. Our program is called Truth with Grace. And if you don't attend a local church, come and visit us this Sunday morning. We meet at 9 and 10:45 at 4197 State Street, just east of Lancaster Drive. You can also find us online at gbcsalem.org. Again, that's gbcsalem.org.
At Reed Law Firm, we've earned a reputation for helping those in need, people like you.
Out of nowhere, the accident changed everything. I can't even hold my own child.
We understand your fears in the aftermath of an auto collision. A careless driver nearly killed 2 of our own family members, so we've seen that fear up close. We focus on you and your unique case start to finish, from your vehicle repairs to your medical bills and lost income. so that you can focus on healing and rebuilding your life.
After the accident, I didn't have the money to fight back, but they believed when no one else would.
Reed Law Firm, where your first consultation is absolutely free. Call us and let's talk. Put our experience on your side. Reed Law Firm. ReedLawFirm.com, REED Lawfirm.com, or call us at 971-915-7798.
Beck, Rush, Newsmakers, Gorka, and Sexton. The best live talk weekdays is on 1430 KYKN, Kaiser Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the sixth inning. Eugene staying with that 3-0 lead over the Volcanoes. A new pitcher for Salem-Keizer. A call to the bullpen brought to you by Cozy's New York Deli. Best sandwich this side of the Mississippi. The new pitcher is Abel Adames, the 23-year-old from the Dominican Republic. 2-0 with an ERA of 6, making his 16th start of the season, or 16th appearance of the year. They'll try to keep this a 3-0 game. Coming in for Andy Roloff, who is online for his first loss of the season. 21 innings, allowing 14 earned runs, walking 10, striking out 21, allowing 23 hits and 18 runs, 14 earned. Abel Adames starting off against the right fielder Jacob Olson, 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Adames waiting to throw the first pitch, wind up and the throw. That is a ball 1, fastball above the zone, above the letters at 1-0. The last time that Adames was on the mound was on August 30th against the Eugene Emeralds, where he threw an inning and a third, no hits, no runs. The 1-0 pitch is a ball 2 and a fastball outside in the dirt, 2-0. He walked 3 and struck out only 1 back on August 30th in the third game. The windup and the 2-0, that's a strike 1 down the middle on a fastball, 2 balls and a strike. It's also his 5th appearance against Eugene this year. He threw an inning allowing 2 hits and 2 unearned runs, striking out 3 in his first appearance. The 2-1 pitch will hit Jacob Olson right on the shoulder on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. That is the 3rd hit batter for Eugene in this game. Brings up the shortstop Luis Vasquez, 1 for 2 with a single in the second inning. And a line out to the shortstop Laer to end the 4th. As Adames will look to get the first out here in the top of the 6th inning. But ever since allowing 2 unearned runs in his first game against the Emeralds back on July 11th, he's been doing pretty solid ever since. First pitch is outside and a fastball under the knees, ball 1. In the appearance before the 30th on August 16th, an inning and a third, allowing a hit, no runs, walked no one, and struck out 1 batter. Runner on first base to start off the inning. Jacob Olson with a ball, and he throw to second to try and get Olson at second base. Martirano getting another guy out at second base. Jacob Olson is out at second. Abdiel Laer tagging him before he could get to the second base bag as a ball 2. And Brandon Martirano guns down another runner at second for the first out in the 6th inning. Count is at 2-0. Bases are empty. The first 3 hitters for the Volcanoes in the bottom of the 6th, Laer, Pomares, and Martirano. The 2-0 pitch is a ball 3. A fastball in the strike zone. That one just a very, very, very little bit inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Adames, the windup and the 3-0 pitch. That is a ball 4, and Adames will walk Luis Vasquez on 4 pitches. And Eugene will have a runner on first base for the number 8 hitter, Giovanni Cuevas, who got hit by a pitch on the first pitch he saw from Andy Roloff and scored the first run on a wild pitch. Now we take a look at a quick update from around the Northwest League. Vancouver and Everett still tied at 1, but Vancouver has the bases loaded with 2 outs against Everett's Kip Rawlings, a matchup between 2 teams that have been eliminated from playoff contention already this season. Adames, the first pitch to Vasquez, is a strike one right down the middle on a fastball. That one a little under the letters at 0-1. And Hillsborough piling it up on Boise. They scored 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, and now 2 in the top of the fifth as they go to the bottom of the fifth with the Hops leading by 4 by a score of 5-1. The count at 0-1. Adames the pitch. That's a ball. Throws to first to try and get the runner at first. Can't get him. That's a close play there at first base. Vasquez getting to the bag in time before Baker Mendoza could tag him. And the count now is at 1-1. So Cruz most likely done after 3 innings of relief. And 3 scoreless innings of relief, where he also allowed 2 hits. But now they got a pitcher in the bullpen that will possibly come in the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 Eugene, 1-1 count with 1 out. Adames in the stretch. Runner at first base in Vasquez. Wind up and the 1-1. The wind up, the pitch. That is low and a ball 2, and Martirano was looking to go to second again. Hillsborough 5 runs on 7 hits. Boise a run on 4 hits. And now going to the bottom of the 7th inning, in which Vancouver and Everett will stay tied at 1. Vancouver a run on 6 hits. Everett a run on 4 hits. 2 balls and a strike. Adames in the stretch. Wind up and the 2-1. That's a shot. That one getting over the head of the second baseman in the right field. That'll be fielded by the right fielder Pomares, going to third. And the throw to third base to get Vasquez at third. He got him in time as Jairo Pomares throws a 1-hopper to third. A nice job by Pomares. That ball getting past the shortstop Leer into the glove of Toribio to get Luis Vasquez on a 9-5. I believe they're going to call that a single for Cuevas, and they will. So there'll be 2 outs and a runner on first base for Ryan Reynolds, who will look to try to move Cuevas over, try to increase the 3-run lead. As Adames gets a sign from Brandon Martirano. The first pitch to Reynolds, that's going to hit the netting behind home plate on a 1-hopper on a fastball that gets past him, as Giovanni Cuevas will go to second base, and the runner will move over to second base. Reynolds 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out. Salem-Keizer will have a number of chances here to get rid of this 3-run deficit. I know that they did sometime yesterday when they were trailing 6-3. They hit 3 consecutive home runs. If they can hit 3 consecutive home runs, and any result can be possible. Both teams with 4 hits. Eugene with an error, and Eugene with all 3 runs so far in the final game of the regular season. The Volcanoes will be playing against Hillsborough on September 4th at Ron Tonkin Field. On September 5th, it'll be here at Volcano Stadium, and if necessary on September 6th, it'll be also at Volcano Stadium. A ball and no strikes. Adames the pitch. That's a ball 2 and a curveball outside 2-0. 2 outs in the 6th. All 3 batters at Adames' faces reached base, and only one of them is still standing, and no runs have scored. A nice job by the Volcanoes defense. Brandon Martirano and Jairo Pomares in particular. The 2-0. That's outside on a curveball, ball 3. Top of the 6th, as the Volcanoes will look to finish off this game, and then we'll play in the postseason. Eugene picking up where they left off from the previous 5th inning, where they got 3 runs on the board, and the 3-0 pitch, the fastball outside for a ball 4. Salem-Keizer going to try and make it a bullpen day today. They're going to bring up a bunch of pitchers. And with every new pitcher is going to be a 50-50 chance of whether Eugene's going to be shut down or if they can get runners on base. And so far right now, it's a little mix of both, because they're getting guys on base. They're just not getting them through home plate. The defense is stopping Eugene, though, and that has been the key part of this inning. And we now go to the top of the order, and Fernando Kelly, who got hit by a pitch in the 5th in the previous inning. Adames, getting the sign from Brandon Martirano. Wind up and the first pitch. Runners on first and second base. That's a ground ball down the first base line. That is a fair ball that barely just gets fair. Rounding around second is Giovanni Cuevas. He's going to score easily. The throw to second. No, that stays in right field. Throw to home's going to be offline, and Fernando Kelly has a 2-run double. That one going all the way to the corner of the Volcanoes bullpen. That one tight roping to the first base line. Cuevas is going to score. Ryan Reynolds scoring all the way from first, and Eugene now has a 5-0 lead. And now brings up the second baseman, Josue Uma. As the Volcanoes, they're either going to get a new pitcher ready in the 7th, or they might bring in Adames again. As Fernando Kelly hit his 15th double, he now has 26 RBIs. This is Eugene's final game of the year. They're looking to pile it on him for the final game of the season in the series. Adames, the first pitch to Uma is a strike one looking on a fastball, a little under the zone. Kelly now 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run. And Eugene leading Salem-Keizer 5-0. No balls and a strike. Adames, the windup and the pitch. Runner goes. Kelly going to third. Throw to third base will not get Fernando Kelly. He had a huge jump to third. And Fernando Kelly getting another stolen base. He gets his 24th of the season, 24 of 31 on the year. 24th stolen base of 31. That is second in the Northwest League. He stays second in the Northwest League to Reynaldo Ilaraza. The 0-1 pitch, or my mistake, the 1-1 pitch is a fastball, just gets outside at 2-1. So Fernando Kelly has 24. Reynaldo Ilaraza of Tri-City has 25 on the year. 2 balls and a strike. That one a fly ball. That one might be going in the foul territory. Martirano running for it. He can't make the play. That one falls right near Eugene's on deck circle. And the count is even at 2-2. Adames trying to get out of this rough top of the 6th inning here. As Kelly is also one of 3 players that also has 15 doubles. The other 2 players, Cade Marlowe for Everett and Blaine Krim for Spokane. Couple of guys up for second and first place. Two guys in first, 2 guys in second. The 2-2 pitch is a strike 3 call and a backdoor curveball above the knees, and it's going to end the 6th. 2 runs are going to score on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. Eugene will tack on a couple of more runs. They lead now by a score of 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Les Schwab is proud to help celebrate America's favorite pastime and sponsor the always enthusiastic and teamwork-driven Salem-Keizer Volcanoes. Like the crews at Les Schwab, the Volcanoes know how important it is to work together and make the right play at home or on the road. Les Schwab is here to help you make the right play when it comes to keeping you and your family safe on the road. Whether you need new tires, wheels, or a free visual inspection of some of your vehicle's most important parts, schedule your next appointment with your smartphone or computer at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters.
Extra Mile presents Extra Man. Sup, Extra Buds? In today's episode, it was a day like any other. Seems about right. Until everything changed. Wait, what? It did? The cravings arrived. Oh, you mean like every day around now, I start craving some tasty snacks. Exactly. How will he fight off this beast? Usual way. Run by Extra Mile convenience store Chevron, pick up some jerky, candy, fruit. Cravings annihilated. Extra Man moves on to the day's next challenge. Yeah, now I'm thirsty for a water or energy drink. Guess I'll head back to Extra Mile. Extras every day at select Chevron locations.
Keeping an active lifestyle is one of the best ways to stay fit and healthy. At PT Northwest, our goal is to help you achieve just that. Through our clinical outcomes and highly trained experts, we can help you recover from an injury or help you advance to where you want to be. Find a professional physical therapist now at PT Northwest with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, including Corvallis, Eugene, Staten, Monmouth, Keizer, Silverton, Woodburn, and 4 in Salem. Go online to ptnorthwest.com to find out more.
Your home for high school football, Ducks football, and Volcanoes baseball. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Emeralds adding a couple of more runs. They now lead Salem-Keizer by a score of 5-0. Eugene bringing in a new pitcher in Brad Depperman, who will come in for Giovanni Cruz. 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and struck out 3. As Depperman will be making his first appearance since getting his first loss against Salem-Keizer back on August 29th. He threw 2 innings, allowing 5 hits, 4 runs, no walks, struck out 3. He is 0-1 with an ERA of 6. As he threw in the final 2 innings of that game against the Volcanoes. In the 10-5 game, Depperman allowed that 3-run home run to Carter Aldretti and the RBI single to Alex Canario, making his 4th appearance with the Emeralds this year. He'll face off against the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, and now Diel Laer, Jairo Pomares, and Brandon Martirano in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Volcanoes, after today, will be playing on September 4th for the first round of the Northwest League South Division playoffs against the Hillsboro Hops at Ron Zonkin Field. First pitch is at 7:05, while in Game 2 will be here at 6:35 p.m. at Volcano Stadium. Game 3 optional will also be at Volcano Stadium. And if the Volcanoes go to the championship, the first 2 games will be here at Volcano Stadium on September 7th and 8th. First pitch is a strike 1 looking to Laer and a fastball right down the middle. It'll be the shortstop Laer, the right fielder Pomares, the catcher Martirano. The windup and the 0-1 pitch by Depperman is a ball 1 above the letters outside on a slider. Laer looking for his first hit. Martirano looking for his first hit. Pomares got the first hit for the Volcanoes in the first inning. The windup and the 1-1 by Depperman is outside and a fastball for ball 2. Before he faced off against Salem-Keizer, he faced off against Everett, got a no decision, and allowed 2 hits, walking 3, striking out 2 in 2 innings. The 2-1 pitch is a very, very high pop fly going to the infield. The shortstop Vasquez is under it and is going to make the catch for the first out in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the right fielder Jairo Pomares, a single and a fly out to center in the first inning and in the 4th inning. There's a chance that Adames may go onto the mound in the 7th, but there is a pitcher on the mound as the Volcanoes will also get ready to get well rested and prepare tomorrow in the day off. First pitch is a fastball outside, gets out of the glove of Alex Guerra for ball 1. As they'll be treating September 3rd as their workout day, get ready to exercise. The 1-0 pitch is a line drive ball down the right field line as Pomares will be looking to go to second base. It'll be the first extra base hit for Jairo Pomares on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Jairo now 2 for 3. The extra base hit brought to you by Chevron Extra Mile. As the Volcanoes will have a chance to get the runs on the board. As we now go to the catcher, Brandon Martirano, a fly out to left and struck out swinging against 2 different pitchers. The Volcanoes now trailing by 5. They're going to need any amount of support they could get to tie this game and maybe take the lead. 1 out in the 6th inning. It'll be Martirano. As Eugene leads by 5. Brad Depperman, the windup in the first pitch to Martirano's inside and a fastball for ball 1. At second base is Pomares. That one on a 1-out double, wind up in the 1-0. That's a ball 2. Fastball under the zone, 2 balls and no strikes. Pomares getting his 3rd double of the season. And we'll look to try and get a 7th run here. Brad Depperman was struggling against the Volcanoes in his last appearance. And the Volcanoes with a chance to do it here again. And the 2-0 pitch is a fastball down and in, strike 1 looking. And the throw to first to try and get Pomares is not in time as he steals third base. Jairo Pomares now 90 feet away as he gets his first stolen base with the Volcanoes. The throw from Alex Guerra III is not in time, and now a base hit can score in the first run. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball down and in for ball 3. Luis Toribio 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Depperman behind on the count at 3-1. Wind up and the pitch. That is a ground ball fielded by the second baseman Uma. Off the glove of Uma again, and the run is going to score. That is the second error of the day by the Emerald second baseman. And Salem-Keizer now trails by 4. As we now go to Luis Toribio, the score now Salem-Keizer 1, Eugene 5. As Pomares will get his 7th run of the season. Toribio 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout, has gotten on base on both appearances. And Depperman wind up in the first pitch. That's a foul ball, hits the netting at 0-1. So the Volcanoes will not get shut out, but the question is, will they come back? Pitching is going to be a huge question mark in this game, considering that there's going to be a number of relief pitchers that's going to be on the mound throughout the course of this game. Andy Roloff and Abel Adames. Nestor Rojas did say it was a bullpen day, so there are probably going to be a couple of more guys. The 0-1 pitch is a ball 1. That one a change up outside. Martirano at first base. Second error for Eugene. They have 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. Depperman in the stretch to Toribio. Wind up in the 1-1. That one is inside and a ball 2 for a slider. Brad Depperman, the 23-year-old from Indianapolis, who was drafted in the 7th round of the 2019 draft out of North Florida. While Luis Toribio, the 18-year-old from the Dominican Republic, 2-1. That's an outside fastball, strike 2 looking. 94 miles an hour, a little bit above the knees, 2-2. While Toribio, his birthday is about a week and a half after the season is over on September 28th. The 18-year-old from San Francisco de Macorís, the Dominican Republic, making his 3rd appearance with the Volcanoes this year. The wind-up end, the 2-2 pitch, that is inside and a ball 3. The slider that goes under the zone, full count 3-2 for Brad Depperman. Against Luis Toribio, Yorlis Rodriguez is on deck. He got a base hit in the 5th. As the Volcanoes will look to respond after allowing 5 runs in the last 2 innings. And Depperman in the stretch, payoff pitch. That's a shot. That one going into right field. Jacob Olson's under it. Olson's going to make the catch. Or out number 2. It's a very well-hit ball by Toribio, but it will be caught by Olson. Here's the second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez. 1 for 2 with a single in his last at-bat in the 5th. As he'll look to extend the inning, get some more runs on the board here. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Abel Adames most likely done after 1 inning, so there'll be a new pitcher up in the 7th. First pitch is a pop fly. That one's staying in playable territory. Alex Guerra under it's going to make the catch for the 3rd out. And the inning is over. 1 run. It is unearned on 1 hit, 1 error, and a runner left on. The Volcanoes, they won't get shut out, but they now trail by 4. As the Volcanoes may bring in a new pitcher, and they will. They'll face off against Guerra, Washer, and Bird. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Do you have a tree or tree limb that's not looking so good and might not survive the winter? Call R&R Tree Service. They will come out and take care of that tree problem quickly. You know that winds, rain, snow, and ice are all coming back soon. Have that tree problem taken care of before it causes damage to your property. R&R Tree Service is a family-owned tree care company located in the heart of Salem. Call the friendly office staff at R&R Tree Service or visit them at rrtreeservice.com. That's rrtreeservice.com.
They were our brothers, our sisters, sons, and daughters. They were our parents, family, neighbors, and our friends.
How can we express the gratitude that we all owe the thousands and thousands of American veterans who have sacrificed so much for our country's freedom? It was they who stepped forward from the time this country was created to fight for everything we know about liberty and freedom. And although we celebrate their victories and console them for their losses by creating monuments and honoring them in parades, the truth is we can never do enough for the freedom they've given us. Perhaps the most important thing that we can do is reach out to those veterans closest to us and simply tell them thank you. All of us at Shiloh Inns would like to take this opportunity to recognize the many men and women, including police and firemen, who have served and continue to serve our country to ensure our freedom. From everyone at Shiloh Inns, thank you, and God bless America.
The Mid-Valley's best talk 24/7 on air, online, on your phone, and on Alexa. This is 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the 7th inning. The Volcanoes, they trail Eugene by a score of 5-1 after getting a run on the board after an error by the second baseman Josue Uma. And the Volcanoes now bringing in a new pitcher. A call to the bullpen brought to you by Cozy's New York Deli. You won't make an error at Cozy's because they'll hit it out of the park. The new pitcher is Israel Cruz. He will be making his 19th appearance with the Volcanoes this season. 2-1 with an ERA of 4.81 on the season. Also has 5 saves and 6 opportunities, 13 earned runs in 24 and a third innings, walked 13 and struck out 31 on the season. As he is coming off a 2 scoreless inning performance on August 29th against Eugene, is making his first home appearance since August 19th when he allowed 2 runs in 2 innings against Everett. He'll start off against the catcher Alex Guerra for the Emeralds. The catcher Guerra, the designated hitter Jake Washer, and the first baseman in Grayson Bird. The Volcanoes, after today, will be playing in the Northwest League South Division playoffs. So we'll be playing in the playoffs for the first time since 2015. When they come back from Game 1 on Ron Saucon Field, they'll play Game 2 on September 5th. There's good seats that are still available at Volcano Stadium. First pitch is a curveball from Cruz to Guerra, swing and a miss and a strike 1. There's still some good seats available for Game 2 of the Northwest League South Division Series against Hillsboro. And the 0-1 pitch out with a ground ball off the glove at a third baseman, Toribio, fielded by Laer, but he's not able to throw it. As Toribio tried to backhand it on an 0-1 pitch, that will be an infield single for Alex Guerra here in the top of the 7th. Here's the designated hitter, Jake Washer. He is 1 for 3 with a 2-run double in the 5th inning. And Cruz getting the sign from Brandon Martirano. Washer had a 2-run double his last time up. That was against Andy Roloff. First pitch, a ball 1. That one just going under the zone at 1-0. So for anyone who wants tickets to the Volcanoes' first playoff game since 2015, they're available on the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes website or call 503-390-2225 for playoff tickets. The 1-0 pitch, a fastball just getting down and in, about a little bit under the knees at 1-1. Runner at first base and Guerra, who gets his first hit of the day, 1 for 4. Cruz looking to start off strong against Eugene, allowing that infield single, trying to get the first out. The 1-1 pitch, a curveball, that one getting above the letters and above the zone at 2 balls and 1 strike. Washer before the 2-run double, grounded out and struck out. Wind up in the 2-1 by Cruz. That is a ball 3 and a fastball under the knees outside. A very sunny afternoon here at Volcano Stadium. Beautiful day for baseball here on September 2nd, 2019. Final regular season game. The 3-1 pitch, a ground ball past the third base line. Count is full at 3-2. It was 82 degrees at first pitch. The temperature actually went up to 84. As the Volcanoes are playing the final regular season game, playing against the Eugene Emeralds. They played 4 games at PK Park and won all 4. They played the first game here at Volcano Stadium and lost in extra innings. Full count 3-2. Cruz in the stretch. Runner at first base and Guerra. The windup and the payoff pitch. That is a swing and a miss and a slider for strike 3. Israel Cruz striking out Jake Washer for out number 1. And we now go to the first baseman, Grayson Bird. A pop out, fly out, and a ground out so far tonight. As Bird, most recently, his performance at the plate has not been his strong suit. And Cruz getting the sign from Martirano. Wind up and the first pitch is a shot going into right center field. It's going to fall for maybe 2. Rounding around the third is Guerra. That's going to go all the way to the warning track. Guerra is going to round around third. Bird is going to stop at second. And the throw to home, there will be no throw to home as Grayson Bird on a first pitch RBI double into the gap in right center. Alex Guerra, the big man, 5'11", 240 pounds, scoring all the way from first base. And Eugene once again leading by 5, this time by a score of 6-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Looking at the bullpen now, the Volcanoes already have a guy. I believe that is Jorge Labrador. And now we go to the right fielder, Jacob Olson, who is 1 for 2 with a single, a ground out, and got hit by a pitch in his last time up in the 6th, but then got caught stealing at second by Brandon Martirano. And Cruz getting the sign from Martirano. Wind up and the first pitch. Strike 1. Looking a slider under the letters on the top part of the zone. 0-1. No balls and a strike. Cruz to wind up the pitch. That's a rip shot down the left field line. That is foul. Just gets in foul territory. Count is at 0-2. So the possible scenarios and the possible games that will be played here at Volcano Stadium over the course of the postseason. Right now, the only game where you can get tickets right now is on September 5th, which is Game 2 of the Northwest League South Division Series. There are still tickets available. You can get them on the website or call at 503-390-2225. But if the Volcanoes go to the Northwest League Championship Series, there's also going to be a couple other games as well you can buy tickets from. The 0-2 pitch, a fastball going to center field. Quan Atkins is under it and will make the catch for out number 2 here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the shortstop, Luis Vasquez, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a line drive ball caught by the shortstop, Laer. But then got walked on 4 pitches and got gunned down at third base on a one-hopper from the right fielder Jairo Pomares to the third baseman Luis Toribio. As right now, the only game where you can buy tickets is on the 5th. There will be a game on the 6th if necessary. First pitch inside and a ball 1. The ball getting away from Martirano. It'll be a wild pitch by Cruz. Bird's going to go to third. And the count will start off at 1-0. That was a fastball inside around the belt, 1-0. And got off the glove of Martirano, rolls towards the Eugene on deck circle and Giovanni Cuevas. So on September 6th, the game on the 6th, we won't know exactly for sure if the game on the 6th will be played, but if the Volcanoes win the division series, there will be tickets available for the 7th and the 8th. And the 1-0 pitch, a curveball down the line in left field, just gets in foul territory, almost hits the third baseman, or the runner at third base, Grayson Bird, and the count is even at 1-1. As in the first 2 games of the Northwest League Division Series, when the Volcanoes win, they'll play the first 2 games here at home. They'll play the next 3 on the road. And in the Division Series, they'll play the first game on the road and the next 2 if necessary, 1 here at Volcano Stadium. The 1-1 pitch, a curveball, swing and a miss, and a strike 2. On a curveball, a little bit under the letters, but Vasquez still trying to take a shot at it. And the count is now a ball and 2 strikes. Eugene scoring all 6 of their runs in the last 2 2/3 innings of this game. As it was a scoreless affair through the first 4 innings. The windup and the 1-2 by Cruz. That is a swing and a miss, and a curveball outside. That was under the knees. That was outside of the zone. Vasquez took a shot at it and misses. And that will end the top of the 7th. But a run will score on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. Eugene once again with a 5-run lead going into the bottom of the 7th inning. As Brad Depperman will go back onto the mound, face off against Harrison Freed, Matt Malkin, and Baker Mendoza. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Babe, wake up. Babe. Oh no, the room's on fire. Woo, woo. It's an alien invasion. Pew, pew. I guess I'll just eat this Egg McMuffin.
Huh? Is there another one? Or...
Wake up breakfast at McDonald's. Mix and match 2 classics for $5. Choose from an Egg McMuffin or a Sausage McMuffin with egg, each made with real butter and a freshly cracked egg. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Limited time offer. Single item at regular price.
Hi, I'm Brent DeHart, and you've heard me on Newsmakers at noon. What I do, though, is help people with life insurance and disability insurance. I am passionate about helping you protect your families and your businesses. If you need some honest guidance as to how to get some life insurance in place, or would like a knowledgeable expert review what you already have, please give me a call. I'll tell you the truth, so let's have a conversation. Call me at 503-374-6633, 374-6633.
Farm equipment is everywhere now, and they take up a lot of room and always very loud. Don't assume that the farmer knows you are behind him, and most operators will check often to see if someone is behind them. However, the farmer will spend most of his time looking ahead to keep the equipment safely on the road and watching oncoming traffic. Help the farmer out by sounding your horn before you attempt to pass so that the operator knows you are there.
This has been a public service message from the Clackamas County Farm Bureau.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the 7th inning. Eugene once again regaining their 5-run lead over the Volcanoes, leading by a score of 6-1 now. 6 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. Volcanoes, they have 1 run on 5 hits and no errors here on the final game of the regular season. Brad Depperman for Eugene back on the mound. He'll face off against the bottom 3 hitters, the left fielder Freed, the designated hitter Matt Malkin, and the first baseman Baker Mendoza. As they'll try to knock a dent in Depperman's solid performance, more than just the one that they did in the previous inning. They got the first run on the board on an error by the second baseman Josue Uma that was hit by Brandon Marcherano. Depperman, the windup in the first pitch is a strike one, looking on a fastball outside at 0-1. Harrison Freed 0 for 2, Matt Malkin 1 for 2, Baker Mendoza 0 for 1. The step back in the windup and the 0-1 pitch by Depperman. That one is a blooper. That one going in the short right field. The right fielder Jacob Olson will be under it and will make the catch for out number 1 in the 7th. That brings up the designated hitter Matt Malkin, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Who got, I believe that was his first hit since the 3 for 3 performance in his last time up. He was 3 for 3 against Eugene, started off with a strikeout, but then got a base hit in his last at-bat. First pitch is a foul ball past the first base line. Volcanoes here today, they'll have a shot at trying to equal their win total from 2013. The 0-1 pitch, a fastball down and in under the knees at 1-1. Malkin with a single and a strikeout. Depperman in the stretch, getting the sign from Alex Guerra. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wind up and the 1-1 pitch. That one is a foul ball. Hits the netting at 1-2 on a fastball from Depperman. So the Volcanoes in the past couple of days have not been playing in their usual 6:35 start time. 5:05 yesterday, 4:05 here today. They'll be playing at a normal 6:35 first pitch start time. And game 2, there are still some tickets available for that game. The 1-2 pitch is a changeup outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the Volcanoes with this incredible 2019 season, 46 wins on the season, looking to reach the Northwest League Championship for the first time since 2009. And we'll have to get past Hillsboro. The windup and the 2-2 from Depperman. That is a swing and a foul on a slider from the right-hander Depperman. There are still some tickets available for Game 2. And if possible, more playoff games to come on the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes website. The 2-2 pitch, another foul chopper. This one a fastball from Depperman. They are available on the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes website or when you call 503-390-2225. You can get more information about the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes playoff tickets on September 5th. Game 2 in the Northwest League South Division Series, Hobson Volcanoes. The 2-2 pitch is a swing and a check swing on a fastball way above the letters, way inside. But Malkin decided to try and take a shot at it. And the home plate umpire, Willie Traynor, said he went around for out number 2 in the bottom of the 7th. And now here's the first baseman, Baker Mendoza, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and an error by the second baseman, Josue Uma. As Depperman tries to close out the bottom of the 7th. Uma, so we got an error in his last time up. First pitch to the third baseman, Ryan Reynolds. A ground ball throws to first base. That will end the 7th. A 1-2-3 inning for Brad Depperman. The score stays Eugene 6, Salem-Keizer 1 going into the top of the 8th. The Volcanoes bringing in a new pitcher, and we'll find out who it is after this break. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Getting tired of that prehistoric heating system yet? Well, now's the time to get rid of that old dinosaur and call Advantage Heating and Air. Why? Because right now during the college football bowl season, Advantage Heating and Air is including a brand new 65-inch TV on qualifying heating systems. So, not only do you save money on your utility bills each month on your new high-energy efficient heating system, but you can save up to $1,000 in additional Energy Trust of Oregon and utility rebates, and you'll get a brand new 65-inch TV. Don't wait. Call Advantage Heating and Air today at 503-393-5315 and ask how you can get that brand new 65-inch TV. Offer ends December 31st. Gardening fever is starting to take hold. If you're ready to get your garden going, come on in to the 13th Street Nursery Covered Greenhouse and find the perfect plant or flowers for your garden. Or visit their new indoor plant room. 13th Street Nursery and Garden Center has a large selection of flowers and plants that will make your garden a showcase you can be proud of. Your landmark nursery in Salem, find them at 13th and Wilbur, 503-413-0386. Like them on Facebook or visit them on the web at 13thstreetnursery.net. That's 13th Street Nursery. Create something beautiful together.
Hi, this is Todd Covert, owner of Bond Roof Care in Salem. If your roof needs to be cleaned, maintained, repaired, or possibly even replaced, then Bond Roof Care is the one to call. We are the Mid-Valley's cleaning, maintenance, and re-roofing specialists. You can count on us to be professional, courteous, and respect the environment around your home. Call Bond Roof Care today at 503-363-0005 or visit us on the web at bondroofcare.net.
Serving Salem, Portland, and the surrounding communities with honesty and integrity since 1982.
Don't miss Newsmakers with Brent DeHart and Dave Bourne. Weekdays at noon on the Mid-Valley's Best Talk, 1430 KYKN, Keizer, Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the 8th inning. The Volcanoes trailing Eugene by a score of 6-1. And the Volcanoes bringing in another pitcher, a call to the bullpen brought to you by Cozy's New York Deli. Relieve your hunger with house-made pastrami, corned beef, and cannolis. The new pitcher is Jorge Labrador, the 20-year-old from Santa Barbara, Venezuela. Currently with the Volcanoes, he is 0-1 with an ERA of 4.76, making his 8th appearance for the Volcanoes this season. He got a save under his belt as well. He's 11 1/3 innings in, 6 earned runs, 12 hits, walked 4, struck out 15. He is coming off a not-so-good performance against the Emeralds back on August 30th, where he had his first blown save. The Volcanoes had a 3-0 lead. But with him on the mound, Eugene tied it up at 3, and fortunately the Volcanoes were able to come back and win that game by a score of 4-3. Wind-up end, the first pitch by Labrador to the number 8 hitter, Giovanni Cuevas, is a swing and a miss, and a strike one on a slider outside. It'll be Cuevas, Reynolds, and Kelly, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters here in the top of the 8th. Labrador 0-1. The wind-up and the pitch. That is an inside fastball for strike 2. That one just under the belt. And the count at 0-2. A little bit inside, too. No balls and 2 strikes. He's making his 3rd appearance against the Emeralds this season. 2nd time here. No balls, 2 strikes. Labrador wind-up the pitch. That is a strike 3 called on an outside slider. And Labrador strikes out Giovanni Cuevas for out number 1 in the 8th. Here's the number 9 hitter, Ryan Reynolds, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a walk, and a run. Scored one of the 2 runs in the 6th, and Labrador, his goal is to give Eugene their first scoreless inning since the top of the 4th. It was It was scoreless through 4 full until Eugene scored 3 runs in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. And Labrador, the windup and the first pitch to Reynolds is a ball 1. The scores from around the Northwest League, Vancouver and Everett. That game was tied at 1 for the longest time until Everett scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. They lead 3-1. A ball and no strikes. Labrador wind up and the pitch. That's a strike 1, looking on a slider. A little bit outside under the letters, but it's in the zone. 1-1. Hillsborough now leading Boise by a score of 7-1, trying to get their 48th win of the season, trying to finish the season 48-28. The 1-1 pitch by Labrador is a pop fly. This one's staying in the infield, possibly going in the center. This is going to go into center. Right center field. Adkins is under it. Adkins is going to make the catch for the second out in the 8th inning. And now the Emeralds are going to go to the top of the order for the 5th time around. Fernando Kelly walking up to the plate. The Volcanoes will have a chance in the next couple of innings to get rid of this 5-run deficit. The first 3 hitters that will walk up to the mound in the 8th will be Adkins, Laer, and Pomares. And the first pitch to Labrador is a swing and a miss. Labrador using that slider to his advantage. A swing and a miss and a strike 1, throwing that slider down the bottom part of the strike zone, sometimes under the strike zone, making hitters swing at it. 0-1. Labrador the pitch, that is a ball 1. Tried to slider again. Kelly is 1 for 3 with a 2-run double. Flew out to Harrison Freed twice. The Volcanoes playing in the playoffs for the first time since 2015. As the game that got him into the postseason back in the 12-inning win at Boise was a huge highlight of this amazing season. The 1-1 pitch, that's a strike 2, looking on an inside slider. And a ball and 2 strikes. As Travis Perry back earlier in the series fooled Kelly with a curveball. Here, Labrador's fooling Kelly with the slider. And now he's going to try and throw him a fastball. This one a little above the letters, but outside of the zone, 2-2. And Labrador trying to get the final out here in the top of the 8th. Again, the sign from Brandon Martirano. Wind up and the 2-2 pitch. That's a swing and a miss on a swing and a foul on a slider. Got a piece of it, rolls into foul territory. Bringing back memories of earlier in the series where Kelly, he was the leadoff hitter in the first game. He faced off against Travis Perry and struck out all 3 times swinging against Travis. And they were all against his curveball. The 2-2 pitch, that's a swing and a ground ball fielded by the shortstop Laer. Quick throw to first, and that will end the 8th inning. A quick play at first base, and that will end the top of the 8th inning. A 1-2-3 inning by Jorge Labrador. And will now go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Salem-Keizer needs to get rid of this 5-run deficit as the Emeralds will bring in a new pitcher onto the mound. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
You know, Building Material Bargain Center is known for being the low-price leader in building material. Did you know that they stock and sell name-brand home appliances like Frigidaire, Electrolux, and Samsung? Refrigerators, washers, dryers, dishwashers, and Rheem water heaters are available at greatly reduced prices. Building Material Bargain Center is your one-stop shop for building materials and home appliances. Located on Front Street in downtown Salem. Bargains at their very best. Visit them online at bargaincentersalem.com.
Miss Jennings, please explain to the jury what happened.
Well, I was running late. I ran down the stairs into the kitchen, and that's when I saw him. I can't.
Well, go on.
He was making instant coffee.
Good mornings deserve good coffee. At McDonald's, we brew ours fresh with 100% Arabica beans. Now get any size iced coffee or small McCafe espresso, like an iced caramel macchiato for $2, or any size hot coffee for $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
If we could convey one thing about Day Heating Company, we'd like you to know that we will do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to guarantee your satisfaction.
Whatever it takes to ensure your comfort.
whatever it takes to earn your trust.
With locations in Salem and Corvallis, let us do whatever it takes to meet your heating and cooling needs.
And right now, it is a great time to receive rebates and tax credits.
Call us today, 363-4822. Day Heating. There is a difference.
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays 9 to noon, and Volcanoes Baseball at night. A winning combination on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Volcanoes, they trail Eugene by a score of 6-1. Brad Depperman done after 2 innings of relief, allowing 1 hit, an unearned run, walked no one, and struck out a batter. As Giovanni Cruz is still online for his first win of the season. The new pitcher for Eugene will be Zach Bryant. He'll be making his second appearance against the Volcanoes this year, his 7th appearance overall. He is 0-1 with an ERA of 1.59, 11 and a third innings, 13 hits, 2 runs, walked 4, and struck out 12. Making his second appearance against the Volcanoes. He pitched against them on August 29th, where he threw 2 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, and struck out 4. In the Volcanoes win, he'll start off against the top 3 hitters, Quan Atkins, Abdiel Laer, and Jairo Pomares. As the Volcanoes will try to erase this 5-run deficit here at Volcanoes Stadium. The sun's setting to where the top of the upper deck seating past the Volcanoes, past Eugene's dugout along the third base side. The shadows slowly going all over the field, as well as the skyboxes. The shadows of the skyboxes covering home plate at the moment. Bryant, the first pitch to Atkins, bunts for it. This one a short one, going towards the pitcher Bryant. Throw to first. Will he get him out in time? Yes, they will. And a very quick play by the center fielder Quan Atkins, out number 1 near in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the shortstop, Abdiel Laer, who's looking for his first hit of the night. 3 very quick at-bats. He grounded out to the first baseman, Grayson Bird, on a 1-1 count. On the first pitch in the 4th, he flew out to the right fielder, Olson. And on a 2-1 count, he popped out to the shortstop, Luis Vasquez. Zach Bryant trying to finish off the Volcanoes here in the 8th. First pitch is a fly ball foul past the third base side at 0-1. So we do now have a final score from Funko Field in Everett. The Aqua Sox finishing up their season strong. 2 games under 500. They beat the Vancouver Canadians by a score of 3-1. The 0-1 pitch is a foul ball that'll hit the netting at 0-2 on a fastball from Bryant. Vancouver, a run on 8 hits and no errors. Everett, 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. This is the final game of the season for both teams. As for this game, the Volcanoes will continue on. Eugene will finish off their season after that. The 0-2 pitch is a nasty backdoor curveball by Zach Bryant. Strikes out Abdiel Laer for out number 2. That is a curveball clocked in at 70 miles an hour. And it just gets above the knees, and it barely stays in the zone for the second out of the 8th. Here is the right fielder, Jairo Pomares, who got a double in the 6th. He is 2 for 3 and is the only run on the board for the Volcanoes today. First pitch is upstairs and a fastball for ball 1. The Volcanoes will be continuing on. Eugene will finish off their season. They were eliminated by Salem-Keizer in playoff contention in the first game of the series. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball. Just gets a little inside. Count is even at 1-1. Volcanoes will be playing their first game on September 4th against Hillsborough. On September 5th will be the first playoff home game. 1-1, foul ball. That one, a fastball hits the netting behind home plate. Count is at 1-2. Bryant trying to take control of this game right here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The score right now, Eugene 6, Salem-Keizer 1. There are still tickets available for the second game of the Northwest League South Division Series on the Volcanoes website. The 1-2 pitch is a curveball. That one going past the first baseline. Count stays at 1-2. They're still available on our website. There's still a number of good seats available for the second game of the Division Series on the Volcanoes website, or by calling 503-390-2225 for more information on those playoff tickets. Wind up and the 1-2 pitch by Bryant. That's a fly ball foul past the third base side at 1-2. Now we are just getting the attendance numbers here for the final game of the regular season. 2,004 people are here for the final game of the 2019 regular season. The 1-2 pitch is a shot going to center field. Fernando Kelly is under it. He swings at a curveball from Bryant, and that will be a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Volcanoes, they trail by 5 over Eugene. They'll try to stop the Emeralds one last time as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Eugene 6, Salem-Keizer 1, as Ben Madison will take the mound in the 9th. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
We're America's sports.
Update your decor today during our huge Labor Day sale at Carpets Plus Color Tile. Choose from super soft elite performance carpets, luxurious tile, hardwood, laminate, and vinyl, all at unbeatable savings. Make the most of our 12 months no interest financing now through Labor Day at Carpets Plus Color Tile. We're in Academy Square, across from the Lancaster Mall, open Labor Day from 9 to 5.
Carpets Plus Color Tile, America's floor store.
If you have a plumbing problem, you need Done Right Plumbing and Drain. Aaron Hackney and his crew strive to get the job done right the first time. But before you call, you need to stop by halfpriceoregon.com. You can get a $75 gift certificate on any service for just $19.99. That's right, you can get a $75 gift certificate for only $19.99, but only at halfpriceoregon.com. Get her done right with Done Right Plumbing and Drain. Visit them at donerightplumbingsalem.com.
I know, you thought your local Domino's couldn't make the $5.99 Mix and Match special any more awesome, but yes, we did. Mix and match any 2 or more of the following: a medium 2-topping Domino's pizza, stuffed cheesy bread, 8-piece boneless chicken, pasta dish, an oven-baked sandwich, or our amazing new bread twist for only $5.99 each. And now you can make the pizza a large 2-topping for only $3 more. Mix and match as many of these delicious Domino's items as you'd like for only $5.99 each. And don't forget to make your pizza large for just $3 more. Order online at Domino's.com today.
Your home of the Salem-Keizer volcanoes all season long. Discover the wonder all over again. Exclusively on 1430 KYKN, Keizer Salem.
And we are now back in the top of the 9th inning. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes bringing in one more pitcher onto the mound. This is the 5th relief pitcher. A call to the bullpen brought to you by Cozy's New York Deli, home of the Italian Stallion Sandwich, the home of the Italian Stallion Sandwich. The new pitcher for the Volcanoes, Ben Madison, the 21-year-old from Benton, Arkansas, making his 15th appearance of the year. 2-0 with an ERA of 2. He got a win in his last time up on the mound against Eugene on August 29th. He threw 2 1/3 innings, allowing 2 hits, 1 run, walking 3, and striking out 3. And has struck out 12 batters in his last 3 appearances. He struck out 5 against Everett in his last home appearance, 4 at Vancouver, 3 at Eugene. Madison starting off against Josue Uma, the second baseman. This one a rip shot in the right field. Running for it is Pomares. Pomares will be under it, and that is a first pitch, first out here in the top of the 9th. And now here's the catcher, Alex Guerra. Started off the 7th inning with a leadoff single against Israel Cruz, and scored on an RBI double by Grayson Bird. And we're also just getting news about a pinch hitter for Eugene, Jonathan Soto, coming in for Alex Guerra. The final game for Eugene here in the 2019 season. The Volcanoes playing in the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. First pitch is a ball 1 on a slider that just gets past the catcher, Martirano, hits the backstop at 1-0. The other game that's going on right now, top of the 8th inning, Hillsboro, they have been running away from Boise for a while. They now lead 8-1. And the 1-0 pitch is a check swing on a slider. Gets past Martirano. The infield umpire, Austin Nelson, says that he went. And Jonathan Soto gets called with a strike. Count is even at 1-1. So Hillsboro looking to try to finish off their regular season strong before they're going to be playing the Volcanoes on September 4th. The 1-1 pitch is a change up for a strike 2 looking. Right down the middle, a ball and 2 strikes. As the Volcanoes will play on September 4th at Ron Tonkin Field. They'll play on September 5th at Volcano Stadium. Again, a reminder, there are still some seats available. If you want to see the Volcanoes play in playoff action, a ball and 2 strikes is a fastball outside for ball 2. There's still a chance that you can see one of the best Volcanoes teams in recent years in the playoffs. There's still some seats available for you guys to see them. The 2-2 pitch, a ground ball fielded by the second baseman. Rodriguez on a one-hopper, throws to first. It will get Soto out in time. And we now go to the designated hitter in Jake Washer, a 2-run double in the 5th inning. Broke the game wide open after Eugene took a 1-0 lead. He struck out twice, grounded out once. And a timeout now by Salem-Keizer as Nestor Rojas wanting to put in as many bullpen pitchers as he can, as Ben Madison already done after 2/3 of an inning. Bringing in Jordan Scott, called to the bullpen, brought to you by Cozy's New York Deli. You won't make an error at Cozy's because they'll hit it out of the park. It'll be Jordan Scott. After only 2/3 of an inning, Ben Madison is done with all zeros after him. Nestor Rojas wanting to warm up his bullpen as much as he can. And I don't think he can do it anymore after Jordan Scott gets the final out. As the Volcanoes, they're doing this exactly to get ready for the playoffs. On September 4th, it'll be at Ron Tonkin Field at Hillsboro, but on September 5th, you'll have a chance to see this amazing Volcanoes team get a shot at the championship series against the Hillsboro Hobson Northwest League South Division Series. And if Game 3 is a definite possibility, they'll be playing that here as well at Volcano Stadium. But for right now, Game 2 is a guarantee. That game will start at 6:35, and there are still a lot of seats available for Game 2. A call to the bullpen once again, Jordan Scott, the 24-year-old from Atlanta, Georgia. And that the available seats at Volcano Stadium available on the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes website, and by calling 503-390-2225, you can find more information about the playoff tickets from that number or going on volcanosbaseball.com. Jordan Scott, the 24-year-old from Atlanta, Georgia, making his 10th appearance of the season. He got a win in his last time up against Eugene back on August 30th. He threw 2 innings, allowing no hits, no runs, walked 2, and struck out 4. He now has a record of 3-1 with an ERA of 3.86. Ben Madison done after 2/3 of an inning and just all goose eggs after that. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. As Jordan Scott has a chance to finish it off offensively and to finish off the Emeralds for the 2019 season. Scott, the first pitch, that's a foul ball that hits the netting. This one to Jake Washer, the designated hitter. And the first 3 hitters for the Volcanoes in the bottom of the 9th inning will be Brandon Martirano, Luis Toribio, and Yorlis Rodriguez, most likely against Zach Bryant. Count at 0-1. Scott, the short step back in the windup. The 0-1 pitch, that is a strike 2, looking on a slider that was under the knees and gets to the outside corner. And the count is at 0-2. Struck out 16 batters in 18 2/3, looking to make that 17 19 here. The 0-2, that's a swing and a foul. That one hitting the netting. And the count at no balls and 2 strikes. A fastball right down the middle to the designated hitter Washer. He had a double in the 5th inning that increased Eugene's lead from 1-0 to 3-0. The 0-2 pitch by Scott, that is a strike 3 call and a slider at the knees right down the hole. That is the 3rd time Washer has struck out. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Ben Madison and Jordan Scott. The Volcanoes, they trail by 5, and they'll need 6 to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Zach Snyder back on the mound as the Volcanoes will have one last chance here in the regular season. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Babe, wake up. Babe. Oh no, the room's on fire. Woo! Woo! Oh, it's an alien invasion. Pew, pew! I guess I'll just eat this Egg McMuffin.
Huh? Is there another one, or...?
Wake up breakfast at McDonald's. Mix and match 2 classics for $5. Choose from an Egg McMuffin or a Sausage McMuffin with egg, each made with real butter and a freshly cracked egg. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Limited time offer. Single item at regular price.
Hey Salem, are you looking for those rare, hard-to-find decor items? The most vintage and unique items are now located in Salem at a new store called Furbish, a salvage place. We have furniture, lighting, and decor options for your home, as well as reclaimed materials for your next do-it-yourself project. We can even build something for you in our custom shop. Stop in and ask for Jake. Furbish is located on 12th Street, just south of Mission. Open Thursday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from noon to 5 p.m. Look us up at furbishsalvage.com. We look forward to seeing you at Furbish, a salvage place.
The professionals at F&W Fence would like to thank you for your continued business.
Since 1970, a name that you can trust.
Whether your new fence is wood, chain link, wrought iron, vinyl, or our new product line, Trek Seclusion, our commitment to you is quality materials and workmanship.
No matter how small or large the project, we specialize in attention to detail. Hi, I'm Fred Martin. Call us today for a free estimate or visit our website. We've been building quality for less since 1970.
This is Volcanoes Baseball on your home for Newsmakers with Brent and Dave. Weekdays at noon on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back in the bottom of the ninth inning. The Emeralds looking to close out the regular season with a win and close out their season with a win over the Volcanoes on the road here at Volcanoes Stadium. As the Volcanoes will start off with the catcher Brandon Martirano, 0 for 2. Got on base on an error by the second baseman Josue Uma in his last at-bat in the sixth. And Zach Bryant looking to close out the game, finishing off their season on a high note. First pitch is a bunt straight back to the pitcher. Bryant bobbles the ball, throws to first. That gets past the first baseman, Grayson Bird. Martirano's running the second as that one goes into right field. Brandon Martirano getting on base on an error by the first baseman, Zach Bryant, to start off the bottom of the ninth inning. They trail by 5. And the Volcanoes have a pretty good start here. Here's Luis Toribio, the third baseman. As the Salem-Keizer will have a shot here to make this a close game. It was a 3-0 Eugene lead, then a 5-0 Eugene lead. So this game has gone towards Eugene's direction since the 5th inning. Bryant, the windup and the first pitch. That's a strike one, looking on a fastball outside to Toribio. He is 1 for 3 with a single, strikeout, and a fly out to right. And the 0-1 pitch, Toribio. That's in the dirt. On the pitch from Bryant, a fastball under the knees and the dirt to the catcher, Guerra, 1-1. Runner at second base and Martirano. The 1-1 pitch is a curveball that had a lot of movement. Moving a little inside, 2-1. Toribio looking to extend the inning. So after today, all the Northwest League teams will take a day off on the 3rd, but only 4 will come back onto a baseball field. And one of those teams is the Volcanoes. Will play against Hillsboro. The 2-1 pitch, a short pop fly right near the third base line. Ryan Reynolds is under it and will make the catch for out number 1. Here's the second baseman, Yorlis Rodriguez. 1 for 3 with a single, a ground out, and a foul pop out to the catcher, Alex Guerra. As the Volcanoes will come back onto the field on September 4th at Ron Tonkin Field against Hillsboro on September 5th. They will be playing here at Volcano Stadium. First pitch is a slow roller down the first base line. Bird fields it, throws across his body to the pitcher, Bryant, and Bryant gets him out at first base, and the fans do not like that call. Nestor Rojas going to talk to Austin Nelson as he's saying that Bryant didn't even touch the first base bag when he touched the ball. When the ball got in his glove, that Rodriguez got to first base first and not the pitcher. And now Nestor Rojas is going to talk to Austin Nelson about this call. Rodriguez still standing right next to the first base bag. He is talking to Grayson Bird over there at first base. Victor Cairo, the first base coach and Volcanoes bullpen catcher, is talking to Rodriguez over there, and Rojas is going to have to back away. The call is going to stand. It'll be a ground out, a 3-1 ground out. Yorlis Rodriguez out at first base. Brandon Martirano going to third base. And now here is Harrison Freed, the left fielder, looking for his first hit of the night. Bryant in the stretch, wind-up and the first pitch is a foul ball that'll hit the netting on a fastball inside at 0-1. So Eugene, 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors for Salem-Keizer. They left 7 runners on base. The 0-1, that's a foul ball past the first base side, 0-2. The Volcanoes will play here at Volcano Stadium. They'll play on September 5th. On September 4th, you can listen in on 1430 KYKM, but on September 5th, they'll play here at Volcano Stadium. The 0-2 pitch, a ground ball off the pitcher's mound, fielded by the second baseman, Josue Uma, throws to first base. And that will be the end of the 2019 regular season for both the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes and the Eugene Emeralds. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on. The score, Eugene 6, Salem-Keizer 1. We're going to take a break here to start off Salem-Keizer Volcanoes postgame. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
This is Cowboy Ron from Guncrafters Firearms and More. And if you need firearms and accessories, then look no further than Guncrafters Firearms and More. Our selection is huge, and we've been in the shooting firearms business for decades, and we know guns. We've got a fantastic lineup of accessories and full gunsmith shop on site. If it has to do with firearms, we know it because we live it. So come on down and see Cowboy Ron today at Guncrafters Firearms and More. We're on the corner of 13th and Hoyt, Salem, Oregon.
Need to replace old silver fillings? Voted gold in Best of the Mid-Valley, Hunsaker Dental has been providing dental care to the community for over 29 years. We can help. Contact Hunsaker Dental to get tooth-colored mercury-free fillings. Matched to your teeth color, no one will know they're there. Restore the health and beauty of your smile today. We have a special gift for new patients. Be sure to visit us online at hunsakerdental.com/new fillings to claim your gift.
If you've been thinking about buying a trailer, but you just can't figure out what you want, well, renting one first just might be the answer. Highway Trailer Sales in Salem has a great selection of trailers to rent, so you make sure you buy the exact style that best fits yours and your family's needs. The Highway Trailer Sales rental fleet includes R-Pods, Hideout, and Surveyor travel trailers. Sometimes it is better to rent before you buy, and Highway Trailer Sales in Salem is the place to go. Just off I-5 at exit 258 in Salem, or online at hwytrailersales.com.
The game may be over, but we're not done yet. It's the post-game wrap-up, presented by Chevron Extra Mile. Now, here's Payne Patchett on 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we're now back here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes, they dropped the final regular season game over the Eugene Emeralds by a final score of 6-1. The final stat line, Eugene 6 runs on 7 hits. They committed 3 errors and left 7 runners on. Salem-Keizer 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. And they left 6 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Giovanni Cruz, who is 1-2. Andy Roloff getting his first loss at 0-1 in a game that lasted 2 hours and 37 minutes, had an attendance of 2,004 people. The Volcanoes finishing off the 2019 regular season with a record of 46 wins and 30 losses, a second-half record of 20-18. Eugene finishing their 2019 season with an overall record of 33-43 and a second-half record of 17-21. As this game just spelled out Eugene from about the 5th inning on. Eugene scoring 3 runs in the top of the 5th inning, 1 on a wild pitch, and 2 more on a double by Jake Washer. That was against Andy Roloff, who got the loss in today's game. In the top of the 6th, they scored 2 more runs on a 2-run double by Fernando Kelly that just tight-roped to the first base line and just stayed right near the first base line. Salem-Keizer will get their only run of the game on the board in the bottom of the 6th. After an error by the second baseman Josue Uma, scored Jairo Pomares from third and made it 5-1. But Eugene would score a run in the top of the 7th inning on an RBI double by Grayson Bird into the hole in right center field. And Eugene would win by the aforementioned final score of 6-1. While Eugene's season is over, the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes will be playing their next game against the Hillsboro Hops. They'll play on September 4th at Ron Tonkin Field. For anyone who wants to listen along, pregame bullpen starts at 6 p.m. First pitch is at 7:05. But for anyone who wants to see this amazing Volcanoes team in action, they'll be playing here on September 5th in Game 2 of the Northwest League South Division Series against the Hillsboro Hops. This entire regular season series has shown that the home team has had the best advantage. Hillsboro has not beaten the Volcanoes here at Volcano Stadium throughout the regular season. And the Volcanoes playing here in the playoffs, they are hungry. They are going to be looking for a W, as well as in the first game on the 4th against the Hops at Ron Tonkin Field. That will be on the first game on September 4th, and also on September 5th. There's going to be a number of tickets. There are a number of tickets still available, a lot, way more than you think. There's a lot of good seats available to see this amazing team, this 46-win Salem-Keizer Volcano team, very stacked, and they are ready to go back to the playoffs for the first time since 2015. If they beat Hillsboro, they'll go back to the championship series for the first time since they last won the Northwest League title back in 2009. If you want any more information about the remaining playoff tickets on the 5th and beyond, the information about it is available on the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes website, volcanosbaseball.com, or if you want to know more information, you can call 503-390-2225. If you want to know some more information about the playoff tickets, again, September 5th, got a number of seats available. It'll be the first playoff game here at Volcano Stadium since 2015. That is Game 2, the day after the Volcanoes will play the first game here at Ron Tonkin Field in Hillsboro. The Volcanoes here today, they lose their 46-win season. They got their 30th loss, second half record of 20-18. Hillsboro, of course, they got the Northwest League second half title. Just mentioned a final score in Funko Field, the Everett Aqua Sox beating the Vancouver Canadians in a battle of two teams that are done for the year. Both two teams that have been eliminated, as Everett would beat Vancouver by 2 runs. Hillsboro, when I say they're running away from Boise, I mean they are running away from Boise. They scored 6 runs in the top of the 8th inning. They now lead the Hawks 13-1. They are finishing off the 2019 season with authority over at Memorial Stadium. And then there's one game that has not even started yet, a 7:15 start time between Spokane and Tri-City, a preview, per se, of the 2019 Northwest League North Division playoffs. As the Volcanoes will get ready, we'll get more information about who is going to be starting in those games. The best guess from what I've got from information over in the past week or so, not official information, but the assumption that's going around is that Kervin Castro will pitch in Game 1 against Hillsboro, considering he did pitch in 2 innings against Eugene when they played over at PK Park. They moved his start from when he was supposed to play at Vancouver to the game that he pitched in Eugene. I believe that was the 3rd game of the 4-game series. And yes, it was the 3rd game. He threw 2 innings, 2 perfect innings, walking 1, or 2 no-hit innings, not perfect innings, walking 1, striking out 3, as he'll be looking to start the playoffs off right against Hillsboro. We do not know any information just yet about Game 2 or who the pitchers will be for Game 3 if necessary, but that is as much as the Volcanoes would like to pay attention to at this moment. The regular season has just ended. They're going to be going through the series 1 game at a time, as they'll start off against Hillsboro first in Hillsboro, and then here in Game 2 at Volcano Stadium. Again, September 5th, first pitch is at 6:35. And there's still a number of seats available. Again, if you want more information about it, go on volcanosbaseball.com or call 503-390-2225. You'll get all the information you need about the remaining seats for the 2019 Northwest League South Division playoff games here at Volcanoes Stadium on September 5th. And Game 2, the Volcanoes playing against the Hillsboro Hops. The Volcanoes have had some pretty good games against Hillsboro, especially when they last played here is the best example I could find of it, which was at around early August. The Volcanoes playing first a 3-game series at Hillsboro, and then a 3-game series here. The Volcanoes lost all 3 games at Ron Tonkin Field, but the Volcanoes won all 3 games here. They beat Hillsboro by a score of 3-2, a very close game. In Game 2, it was another one-run game. It was 8-7. It was also the last time the Volcanoes had walked off against an opponent. And in a game in which the game was stopped on an hour and a half and almost an hour and a half rain delay, the Volcanoes came away with the win in one of the most exciting games of the year by far for Salem-Keizer. They beat Hillsboro by a final score of 12-9. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first after the rain delay was over. They scored 8 runs in the 3rd inning. They scored 11 of their 12 runs in the first few innings. And they also had a few pretty good games against Hillsboro at the beginning of the season. Point is, this is a very exciting matchup between Salem-Keizer and Hillsboro. If history is right, if history is correct, and the Volcanoes will have a pretty good shot against Hillsboro here, considering that the Volcanoes in the regular season have never lost against Hillsboro here at Volcanoes Stadium. It's going to be a very fun atmosphere. It's going to be a very fun time. Again, if you want any more information about how you can be a part of this amazing moment, the Volcanoes in the playoffs for the first time since 2015, you can go on the volcanosbaseball.com. You can go on the Salem-Keizer Volcanoes website, or by calling 503-390-2225 for any more information about how you can see this Salem-Keizer Volcano playoff team. We're going to take a break here from Volcano Stadium. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Hey Volcano fans, Tom Marks from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate Professionals. Buying a house can be like baseball. First base is getting a pre-approval from a lender so you'll know how much home you can buy. Arriving at second is like finding a property you write an offer on. Third base, you've had your home inspection and negotiated repairs. Now heading home, literally your new home. Just like scoring a run in the game, you'll be elated. If you need help negotiating the basis of home buying, give me a call, 503-881-9230.
Johnson's Funeral Home in South Salem is locally owned, which is a rarity today. Miles Johnson is a Sprague High grad. His wife Erin manages the household with their 8 adorable kids. Budgets are tight for everyone. The Johnsons understand that better than anyone. Their affordable pricing helps ease the burden at such a critical time. Johnson Funeral Home, cremations, funerals, celebrations of life, and pre-planning. Check out their glowing reviews on Google and 5-star rating on Yelp. See more at johnsonscelebrations.com. johnsonscelebrations.com.
Do you want to buy your first home? You've probably heard you need to save a large down payment to even make an offer on a house. But how much? $5,000, $10,000, $20,000? So you start thinking, I'll never have enough saved to buy my first home. Hi, I'm Katie Canales from Team Canales and Landmark Professional Mortgage, and we have good news for hopeful home buyers. You do not need to save a fortune to buy your first home. That's right, you can get into a home with a low down payment or even no down payment at all. Recently, we helped a young family buy their first home just outside of Salem with no down payment. Now, they are in a home that they love and are earning equity instead of throwing money away on rent. To see if you qualify to buy a home with a low down payment or no down payment, apply to get pre-approved at bestloanprogram.com. The form takes less than 5 minutes to complete, and you'll know if you're approved in less than 24 hours. Again, apply at bestloanprogram.com. Go to bestloanprogram.com now so you can stop renting and start owning. Or you can call me at 503-385-4040.
License number ML5038, NMLS COID 399162, NMLS ID 270783, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Are you receiving letters from the IRS or Oregon Revenue? If so, J.L. Morton & Associates can help. This is Janet from J.L. Morton & Associates. Michael, our most recent hire, is an IRS enrolled agent, which in the eyes of the IRS is the same as a tax attorney. Michael can find the solution to your tax problems, even when it looks like there is no solution in sight. Call J.L. Morton & Associates today, 503-540-7323, and let Michael help you solve your IRS tax problems. That's 503-540-7323.
Labor Day weekend. Hard to believe it's just about here. And if you have travel plans, you better make sure your car is ready for the road ahead. Ted and Bill at Keizer Transmission want to ask, how's your transmission? All that stop-and-go driving hauling the kids all over town this summer has probably taken its toll on your car's transmission. Don't wait till it's too late. Stop by and see Ted or Bill at Keizer Transmission for a quick checkup. They have over 30 years of experience and can handle all of your automatic transmission service and repair needs. They're easy to find at 3575 Cherry Avenue North in Keizer or call 503-390-5050.
Your home for high school football, Ducks football, and Volcanoes baseball. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes dropped the final game of the regular season to the Eugene Emeralds by a final score of 6-1. This is the final game for Eugene, while for Salem-Keizer, this is just their final game of the regular season. They're going to go back onto the field in a couple of days. They're going to play against the Hillsboro Hops at Ron Tonkin Field, and then they're going to play here at Volcano Stadium on September 5th for Game 2 on the playoffs. A quick overview of what has happened so far around the Northwest League. Spokane and Tri-City, they have not started yet, so we're not going to go for them. But in the two other games, we're going to take a look at how those two games ended. Starting with the Everett Aqua Sox and the Vancouver Canadians, it was a very close game throughout the whole game, basically. In the top of the third, Vancouver taking a 1-0 lead. In the bottom of the fourth, Utah Jones with a solo home run ties it up at 1 apiece. But in the bottom of the eighth, Trent Tingelstad, wearing jersey number 11, hits his 11th double. It scores 2 runs, and it gives Everett a 3-1 lead over Vancouver. They would win by that score. Everett 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Vancouver a run on 8 hits and no errors, as Everett will finish off the regular season with a record of 37-39. Vancouver with a record of 30-46. And the only game that is actually going on right now is the game between Boise and the team the Volcanoes are going to play, the Hillsboro Hops. It has just been all Hillsboro throughout the course of the game. They took a 2-0 lead, then a 3-1 lead, then a 5-1 lead, then a 7-1 lead, entering the top of the 8th inning where they scored 6 runs. They scored 6 runs in the top of the 8th. They're leading right now 13-1 in the final regular season game for Hillsboro. They're going to play against the Volcanoes in Game 1 of the Northwest League South Division Series. There is no word about who will actually pitch for the Volcanoes. The word has been going around that Kervin Castro will be starting, but there has been no official word around that just yet. There will be. It will be relayed out through here on the first game on September 4th of what the rotation might be for the first few games. But right now, we do not know that. We will know that after this. We will find out after the broadcast is over. But right now, Hillsboro looking to get a win in the final game of the regular season. They're going to play against the Volcanoes on September 4th, and on September 5th, they're going to be playing here at Volcano Stadium. Anybody who wants to go and see these two teams play can go to volcanosbaseball.com or call at 503-390-2225 for any information about how you can get playoff tickets. Hillsboro leading Boise right now, going to the bottom of the 9th, 13-1 Hops over Hawks. And now a quick recap of what has happened around the San Francisco Giants organization. Right now, the AA affiliate, the Richmond Flying Squirrels, they have beaten the Bowie Bay Sox by a final score of 7-1. They scored 6 runs in the 4th, which led to the majority of their runs. They got their 55th win of the season, 55-84. The Augusta Green Jackets playing against the Columbia Fireflies just yesterday. Augusta clinched a playoff berth, and so they're playing another game here. Augusta winning 6-5 over Columbia. A very close game. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. They came back from a 5-0 deficit to win the game 6-5. Simon Whiteman 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Tyler Fitzgerald it was 1 for 3 with a pair of runs. Sean Roby getting his 5th double of the season. They were a huge part of the game. Tyler Schimpf getting his 3rd win with Augusta, while is keeping the Columbia Fireflies in check. Columbia, their 84th loss. The Augusta Green Jackets, their 77th win. The San Jose Giants are beating the Stockton Ports by a final score of 7-1. 3 runs in the bottom of the 1st, 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, in which the starting pitcher Tristan Beck for San Jose threw 7 innings, allowing 7 hits, 1 run, walked 2, and struck out 6 for San Jose's 66th win of the season. And finally, these Sacramento River Cats, they beat the El Paso Chihuahuas. They were trailing 4-0. Sacramento would end up winning 8-4. They scored 1 run in the 4th, 1 run in the 5th, 2 in the 6th to tie it up, and they scored 4 runs in the 7th inning for insurance. As Tyler Flores for the Volcanoes, he is actually down in Sacramento right now for the last couple of games. He is going to be coming back up here on the Volcanoes' first playoff game against Hillsboro, but right now he is with the Sacramento River Cats. He was playing with them just earlier today. He was a pinch runner, and he scored in the latter half and part of that 4-run 7th inning, Sacramento winning by a score of 8-4. Again, the Volcanoes going back to short season A ball. Everything is, for the most part, official when it comes to around the Northwest League. Spokane, they're playing Tri-City. Regardless of who wins, Spokane's going to get the second half title, and they're going to play Tri-City in a couple of days. Everett's done. Vancouver's done. Hillsboro is going to be moving on, taking on Salem-Keizer. Eugene is done. Boise is done. And now the race for the Northwest League Championship will start in 2 days. And we now know officially who is going to play. There's just the rest of the information will come along the way. Once again, any of you guys who are listening to this, that you want to see this team play on September 5th, there are more information about those playoff tickets on volcanosbaseball.com, or you can call 503-390-2225. Any information that you need, you can get it there about the playoff tickets. There's still a lot of seats available, so you guys can have a chance to have the best seat in the house to see one of the best Volcanoes teams in recent years play in the playoffs for a shot at the Northwest League Championship Series. We're going to take one more break here from Volcano Stadium in Keizer. You're listening to 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
Pelvic floor physical therapists are trained to evaluate and treat many kinds of pelvic dysfunctions in men, women, and children. Treating the pelvic floor muscles may help you regain control over acute or chronic symptoms such as pelvic pain or incontinence. Our pelvic therapy services are offered at our West Salem, South Salem, and Pediatrics and Adolescents clinic locations. Learn more from PT Northwest today at ptnorthwest.com. Now with 11 locations in the Willamette Valley, including Corvallis, Eugene, Stayton, Monmouth, Keizer, Silverton, Woodburn, and 4 in Salem.
Nature isn't the only force that can leave its mark, especially when you have a tractor built to help make your property your own. The Kubota BX80 series is ready to get any job done the way it should be done. Dig, mow, haul, and comfortably maneuver in tight spaces. There's almost nothing it can't help you do. The BX Series, America's best-selling subcompact tractor. Kubota, shape your world.
See Lynn Benton Tractor, just off Highway 34 and 99 East in Tangent, and online at lynnbentontractor.com.
At Reed Law Firm, we've earned a reputation for helping those in need, people like you.
Out of nowhere, the accident changed everything. I can't even hold my own child.
We understand your fears in the aftermath of an auto collision. A careless driver nearly killed 2 of our own family members, so we've seen that fear up close. We focus on you and your unique case start to finish, from your vehicle repairs to your medical bills and lost income, so that you can focus on healing and rebuilding your life.
After the accident, I didn't have the money to fight back, but they believed when no one else would.
Reed Law Firm, where your first consultation is absolutely free. Call us and let's talk. Put our experience on your side. Reed Law Firm. ReedLawFirm.com, REED Lawfirm.com, or call us at 971-915-7798.
This is Sergeant Mike. You know you need to change your home or office locks ever so often to make sure everything is secure. You've had employees come and go over the years. You may have given your house key to someone that has lost your trust. It's just a smart thing to do, and do it when you think of it. I'm here to remind you that some people want to steal your property. Call Larry's Locksmith and have them fix that situation for you. Find them quickly at larryslocksmith.com. That's larryslocksmith.com, serving the entire Mid-Valley.
Do you have unfiled tax returns? Do they nag at your soul? Are you snippy and snappy with friends and family? Do they cause you heart palpitations? Are you unable to sleep at night? Do unfiled returns make you want to take advantage of Oregon's liberal marijuana laws? Are you making one bad decision after another? I'm Dale Kennedy from Kennedy Tax Solutions, and I want you to know there is a solution for you. You know, there's not much I haven't seen in my 30 years as a CPA and an attorney. Find your way over to my website, kennedytaxsolutions.com.
This is Volcanoes Baseball, live on your home for Beck, Rush, Newsmaker, Gorka, and Sexton. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
And we are now back here from Volcanoes Stadium in Keizer, Oregon. The Salem-Keizer Volcanoes dropped the final regular season game by a score of 6-1. Eugene, 6 runs on 7 hits and 3 errors. Left 7 runners on base. Salem-Keizer a run on 5 hits, no errors. They left 6 runners on base. As tradition for the final segment, we take a look at the scores from around Major League Baseball. And, of course, we start with the games that are still going on. Because it is just past 7 o'clock, of course, there's games that are still going on. We take a look at what's going on at the moment. The Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Indians playing right now. That game is in the top of the 7th inning. The Indians lead by 4, but the White Sox have runners on first and second base with nobody out. In the top of the 5th inning, the Dodgers lead the Rockies 10-5. They have as the Rockies, they have a runner on first base with 1 out, and they got a run on the board already. Trevor Story hitting a leadoff home run in the top of the 1st. As the Rockies, they would take a 2-0 lead to start off the game. Dodgers would quickly tie it up, and it would take the lead afterwards. And now we get on to the final scores, and then maybe just to overlook, not overlook, but to look at some of the games that are going to be starting soon. The New York Mets beating the Washington Nationals by a score of 7-3. Noah Syndergaard getting his 10th win. He struck out 10. The Mets get their 70th win of the season. The Texas Rangers shut out the New York Yankees by a score of 7-0. And where Mike Minor will get his 12th win of the season. And the Yankees scoring 1 run in the 1st, 1 in the 5th. They scored 4 in the 8th, and that was the dagger in the chest right there of the New York Yankees. Here today, the Yankees losing 7-0. And from Detroit, the Minnesota Twins beat the Detroit Tigers by a score of 4-3. Max Kepler hitting a 2-run single in the top of the 8th to erase a 3-2 deficit to take a 4-3 lead. And they would win by that score. In extra innings, the Tampa Bay Rays beat the Baltimore Orioles by a score of 5-4. The Atlanta Braves beating the Toronto Blue Jays by a score of 6-3. And where in the game, Johan Camargo hit a 2-run home run, his 6th home run of the season. It helped the Braves win over the Blue Jays by 3. The Philadelphia Phillies beating the Cincinnati Reds by a score of 7-1. Rhys Hoskins goes deep twice. He has 27 home runs on the season. Bryce Harper getting his 30th home run as the Phillies win by 6. The Reds getting their only run on a solo home run by Aristides Aquino, his 15th home run. I believe he already has the the National League rookie record for home runs in a calendar month in August. So he just keeps hitting home runs. That guy's exciting to watch, Aquino for the Reds. The St. Louis Cardinals beating the San Francisco Giants by a score of 3-1. They were leading 3-0 for a majority of the game until Mauricio Dubon hit his first home run. Adam Wainwright getting his 10th win. Tyler Beede 3-9 on the season. Carlos Martinez getting his 17th save of the year. The Chicago Cubs beating the Seattle Mariners by a score of 5-1. It was close for a majority of the game until the Cubs scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The San Diego Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks, this was a very high-scoring game and a close one for the most part, or at least both teams were scoring. The Diamondbacks had a 6-0 lead in the first 4, then an 8-0 lead. Then the Padres cut it down to 8-4. The Diamondbacks then were leading 12-4 and would lead and win by a score of 14-7. When Diamondbacks get their 71st win of the year. And finally, in extra innings, the Houston Astros beat the Milwaukee Brewers by a final score of 3-2. George Springer with his 30th home run of the year, a go-ahead shot, and it gives the Houston Astros their 90th win of the 2019 Major League season. Once again, the standings around Major League Baseball, the New York Yankees 9 games ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays, Minnesota 6 games ahead of Cleveland, and Houston 10.5 ahead of the Oakland Athletics. In the National League, the Atlanta Braves are 6.5 games ahead of the Washington Nationals, the St. Louis Cardinals 3 games ahead of the Chicago Cubs, and the LA Dodgers 17.5 games ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks. In the wild card standings in the American League, the Rays and Indians have the 2 wild card spots, while Oakland is the closest team to getting it at half a game. While in the National League, the Nationals and the Cubs both have the 2 top wild card spots, while the Phillies are the closest in a number of teams that may get the second wildcard spot. Phillies are 2.5. The Diamondbacks are 3.5 games. The Brewers and Mets are 4.5. Or not 4.5. The Brewers and Mets are both just 4 games. And then it goes back down to the Giants getting 8 games back, the Padres 10 games back, and it just goes down and down and down. The Marlins are the closest team to getting eliminated at all. They're 25.5 games back of the wild card spot. Seattle is the closest team in the American League to getting eliminated. They're 3 games back, and they're 22 games back of the second wild card spot. So once again, the Volcanoes going back down to short season A ball. The Volcanoes, they lose to Eugene, but they will play in the playoffs for the first time since 2015. Their next game will be on September 4th at Ron Tonkin Field in Hillsboro against the Hillsboro Hops, and their next home game will be on September 5th, a 6:35 first pitch for Game 2 of the Northwest League South Division Series. Once again, there are a lot of seats available here at Volcano Stadium. Anyone who wants to find out how to get these seats, you go on volcanosbaseball.com, or you can call 503-390-2225, and you'll get all the information you can need, all the information you need about getting tickets to see one of the most exciting Salem-Keizer Volcano teams in recent years. For one final time in the regular season, from Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon, Eugene 6, Salem-Keizer 1. Giovanni Cruz getting his first win at 1-2. Andy Roloff getting his first loss at 0-1. A game that had 2,004 people in it. Eugene finishing off with an overall record of 33-43. A second half record of 17-21. While Salem-Keizer finishing off their 2019 season with a record of 46-30. With a second half record of 20-18. From Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Oregon, this is Payne Patchett signing off, saying goodnight, everybody. You've been listening to 2 hours and 37 minutes of Salem-Keizer Volcano baseball. See you in the playoffs. 1430 KYKN. Salem is listening.
If you or someone you know is a veteran or currently serving in the military, then listen up. The Mid-Willamette Veteran Stand-Down is happening Tuesday, September 3rd at Chemeketa Community College from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is a great opportunity for veterans and those currently serving to learn more about their VA benefits and other programs serving our heroes in the Mid-Willamette Valley.